thousands of neuropathy sufferers find relief.
Now I'm able to spend more time doing the things that I enjoy, being on my feet.
If you experience numbness, shooting, or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025, or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Steve Kathan. All along the Atlantic coast, officials are telling people to be careful.
Today, you can go in the water only up to your knee. Tomorrow and Thursday, no water. And on Thursday, no beach access.
John Ferretti is a town supervisor on New York's Long Island. Hurricane Aaron's expected to kick up dangerous surf the next few days from the northeast down to the deep south. CBS Philadelphia meteorologist Grant Gilmore tracking the storm as it remains offshore.
Winds down to 105 miles per hour, so still a Category 2 hurricane, no longer forecast to be a Cat 3 as it grazes the North Carolina coast. Still a dangerous concern for some storm surge and some big waves. So watching Aaron closely as it turns north and starts to head just east of the United States.
From the sound of it, President Trump is optimistic Vladimir Putin and Volodymyr Zelensky will sit down and talk. Nothing's been agreed to as of now. CBS News White House correspondent Nancy Cordes.
What President Trump had initially portrayed as a trilateral meeting between himself, Zelensky, and Putin, he now says will actually be a bilateral meeting between just Putin and Zelensky. And then if things go well and they want him there, President Trump would meet with the two of them as a trio. And that's notable because Vladimir Putin has not been willing to sit down with Zelensky. He has not been willing to even recognize him as a legitimate leader of Ukraine.
A day after Hamas accepted a new proposal for a ceasefire with Israel, Jerusalem reporter Linda Gradstein tells us a senior Israeli official said the government is standing firm on the remaining hostages.
The senior official told foreign journalists that the government's position has not changed, and he demanded the release of all 50 hostages, 20 of whom are still believed to be alive. The statement came after Hamas accepted a proposal for a 60-day ceasefire and the release of 10 living hostages in exchange for Palestinian prisoners and large amounts of aid entering Gaza.
The American Academy of Pediatrics said today that children ages 6 months to 23 months should receive a COVID-19 vaccine. The federal CDC no longer recommends that. Sean Muse got quite a surprise in Florida. He and his friends caught a 6-foot lemon shark, and while posing for pictures with it before returning it to the ocean, the shark turned and bit him.
It's unfortunate, but it's something that happens when you go, it happens sometimes. Luckily, he only took a little bit of me, and not a lot.
And checking Wall Street right now, the Dow Jones Industrial Average up about 5 points. The S&P and NASDAQ are trading lower. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The latest Sound Transit crime numbers coming up. At first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. In Tukwila, all lanes have reopened on northbound I-405 after an earlier car fire. That's likely why your Federal Way to Bellevue commute is still dragging. It's 10 minutes longer than usual. In Buckley, the White River Bridge on State Route 410 is still closed after it was struck by a semi yesterday. Engineers are assessing the damage. Watch for detours in the area. Traffic brought to you by Closets by Design. Custom storage solutions for closets, garages, home offices, and more. ClosetsByDesign.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. Sound Transit's newest safety report shows assaults on passengers are decreasing, but there are still major concerns. More from KIRO 7 TV's Ranji Sinha.
In each quarter of 2024, there were more than 100 incidents on the Link Light Rail where someone became a target for crime. Now, according to the report, most of these crimes are crimes of opportunity, often involving people just passing through Sound Transit facilities. They range from violent crimes like assaults, harassment, and even homicide to sex-related crimes such as indecent exposure. Now, Sound Transit also points out that assaults on transit workers have been rising, not just here, but nationwide.
In addition to its own security force, Sound Transit says it works with local law enforcement to curb crime. Federal Way police are searching for the gunman who shot and killed a 43-year-old man at the Shores Apartments yesterday morning. A neighbor tells KIRO 7 TV.
I just heard the lady screaming. She was screaming that she needs help.
Investigators said the victim may have known the people inside the unit. Kroger is blaming rising crime and regulations as it prepares to close 2 Fred Meyer stores in October, one in Everett on Evergreen Way and one in Kent on 240th. About 360 employees will be affected. Their union says the move is threatening to create food deserts in low-income neighborhoods. I-90 is reopened near Cle Elum after smoke from 2 wildfires forced troopers to shut the freeway down for hours between Easton and Ellensburg yesterday. State Trooper Jeremy Weber.
Being that it got into some trees, they just get big really quick. And obviously we've had a very, very dry summer here. It doesn't take long for that fire to get up into those trees and be pretty significant.
No official cause for those fires. A video of Seattle Mariners outfielder Victor Robles has gone viral now. He was ejected from a AAA Tacoma game Sunday after he was hit by a pitch and then he hurled the bat. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman reports.
And the first pitch from Estes. Swung on and fouled off.
We've all lost our cool before.
Picks up the bat and throws it.
But this,
he's been tossed,
was something that caught M's fans
not good
by surprise.
He should control himself as a professional.
But some feel outfielder Victor Robles' frustration at the plate was somewhat warranted.
The pitcher, he knows what he's doing. He knows how to control a ball.
Now on social media, Robles notes he's been hit 5 times in 15 at-bats, but he did apologize. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny today with highs in the mid-70s. It's 68 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It's the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Tuesday, August 19th. Ursula, would you rather? It's at 9:47, but I just, you know what I'm saying. But I just want to ask you,
want
real
to get
quick.
us cooking
I just want
right
to
away.
get you because SMN, they got me cooking right now. Would you rather have some extremely well-behaved kids or some kids that kind of push it to the edge a little bit more than others?
Oh, I'm going with the former, not the latter.
Good morning, Ursula.
Good morning. Hey, we're going to actually continue the conversation that you had on SMN. We're going to have that at 10:30 because I'm going to fight you on this one. Because I've seen the video, and we're going to try to get the video on YouTube. So folks who watch the show will get a chance to weigh in as well by actually seeing the video, or if you haven't. So we're talking about this restaurant where a kid accidentally kicked over a table that happened to cost $1,500.
You break, you buy.
Yeah, so I totally disagree with you. We'll let you be the judge coming up at 10:30. Coming up, though, at 9:30, should you still be saving for your kids' college? So I say absolutely. But
what I say about the kids?
forget them, kids. I'm going to be very clear in saying that. Last time someone accused me of saying something, I didn't. So, yeah, after Heather's newscast, we'll dive into that topic. It is already a very spicy show. Our news radio text line is open for you. 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
Ursula, you really can't finish a lot of my sentences, can't you?
I can't.
Ursula's top stories of the day brought to you by Bath Fitter Northwest.
Washington's top elected leaders are now firing back after President Trump announced plans to end voting by mail during a meeting at the White House yesterday, which you heard here live on the Gee and Ursula Show. Trump claimed that the U.S. is the only country still using mail-in ballots, and he also called the system fundamentally dishonest, even though we'll point out that his own Justice Department found no evidence of widespread fraud in 2020.
Mail-in ballots are corrupt. Mail-in ballots, you can never have a real democracy with mail-in ballots. And we, as a Republican Party, are going to do everything possible that we get rid of mail-in ballots. We're going to start with an executive order that's being written right now by the best lawyers in the country to end mail-in ballots because they're corrupt.
And he kept making that point even on his Truth Social posts. Governor Ferguson immediately responded, saying that Washington's system is safe, secure, and convenient. And Senator Patty Murray echoed that, saying that Trump's statements are, quote, unhinged, and they're coming from a president who is desperate to appeal to foreign dictators and silence Americans. Trump also claims that states are just, quote unquote, agents of the federal government and must follow presidential orders when it comes to voting, which, again, I will point out, directly contradicts the Constitution.
The 1965 Voting Rights Act, Ursula, during that Voting Rights Act, one of the things that was put into there, that was signed, shout out to Lyndon B. Johnson, one of the things, Ursula, that was put in there was they suspended literacy tests. Because there used to be a time that they would have literacy tests for people to try to go vote, where you show up there and they'd ask you all kinds of civic questions and what's the capital of Oregon and what's the capital of California, and those questions on the spot. You know, before literacy tests, you know what they used to do?
What's that?
They used to kill you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to just show you guys that there is a pattern. And there is a specific group of individuals and people that will stay consistent on trying to stop people from voting. MAGA is a part of that group right now. That's the group right there. They sit there and they tell you that there's all these problems with mail-in, and you know that there's not, but there is. And of course, you see it now. He's specifically going to try to do it. And then they say, oh, well, the states they have control of this until what, Ursula? Until Congress steps in. And Congress ain't going to tell Donald Trump no. Nobody tells Donald Trump no because he's a gangster.
Well, so let's get a couple of other things straight, too. The U.S. is not the only country that uses mail-in voting. Germany, Canada, Australia, and others also use it. Again, the Constitution gives the states, as you mentioned, not the president, the authority to run and count elections. And then, again, multiple audits have shown that mail-in voting is accurate and secure. There's virtually no evidence of any kind of widespread fraud. Now, you're going to get people who say, well, I know that my sister was able to vote for her, blah, blah, blah. And again, I'm curious, when you hear those stories, has someone tracked whether that vote was actually counted? So, again, no widespread evidence of any fraud. But this is just going to be another big legal battle. And you know that, so Governor Ferguson is going to announce today the formal response, which, if I had to guess, would be yet another lawsuit. Do you know that the state of Washington or cities around here have already filed at least 9 individual lawsuits against the administration and has joined in another 12 multi-state lawsuits? Our state attorney general, Nick Brown, has been very busy. My question to all of you listening right now, do you feel assured that you live in Washington state and our state is fighting these orders, or are you irritated by that?
What are we fighting? What every single day that you do your top stories of the day, what is the fight in this country and what is it for? What are we constantly? We're talking about courts and
Rights.
legal battles. And,
Rights, what
and
we believe are
rights.
rights.
And think about that. As a matter of fact, every single right that we have, you being on the radio next to me right now, guess what? Those had to be fought for. Nothing in this country has been given only to a specific subset of people, are the only people that have had their rights automatically they've had them. Everybody else that's walking the country here, they've had to fight. Fight to drink at a regular water fountain. Fight to sit on the bus a certain type of way. Fight to be able to live in a neighborhood. Fight to get a bank account. Fight to get a loan. Fight to not be discriminated against. Fight for all of these rights. At what point is there going to be a time where we just start making to
kicking back? Never. Never. I mean, again, you're constantly, and my question again is, do you feel assured that we live in a state where they are fighting for these rights? Or do you think, this is just all part of Trump derangement syndrome and, this is nothing but a big fat waste of money? Text us, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. I will just say that I am assured, I am thankful that I live in the state of Washington and that our state attorney general is fighting these because, as we've said, nothing is happening in Congress. There's nothing to stop any of this right now. Not enough is happening in Congress. So I appreciate that there are these legal challenges. Fred Meyer is shutting down 2 more stores in Western Washington, one of them in Everett, the other in Kent. And the company is pointing the finger at theft and what it calls also a challenging regulatory environment. Both of those stores are set to close in mid-October. Kroger is Fred Meyer's parent company. They've already announced other closures across the state, including one in Tacoma, which you reacted to. Yeah. Another one in Mill Creek. They're saying it's part of a broader national cost-cutting effort after the company's merger with Albertsons fell through. That's a big part of this, too. And in a statement, Kroger says it has doubled its spending on safety and security, but those challenges remain and are making some stores just financially unsustainable. Brian Gilderoy has worked in the produce department of Fred Meyer in Kent for 15 years, and he tells KOMO 4 News he doesn't buy that claim by Kroger.
We haven't really seen that amount of theft that would warrant shutting down a store that we're currently in the parking lot of that is busy. It is a busy parking lot.
Bottom line for him?
Corporate did not take into account the community impact and the worker impact on making this decision.
So what do you think? You buying the claim?
Yeah, I am buying the claim. I'm buying the claim because of their direct competitor actually said, yeah, they're telling the truth about this.
About theft.
About theft.
I mean, think about how much shopping has changed. Your shopping experience has changed at the grocery store. Or you have to unlock ice cream freezers in some cases.
Ursula, do you think here in Washington, and I'm not justifying it, but do you think that people realize just how much people are struggling financially? Do they realize how high food insecurity is? That when you have your budget and you go to sit down with your significant other, your rent or your mortgage is the same. Your car payment, your internet, your cell phone. The only thing that's adjustable is food.
Well, okay, so to answer your question, do people realize that? The people who realize that are the people who are living it. If you're not experiencing that, you're looking at this generally as there's absolutely no excuse for theft. This shoplifting is happening because there aren't any real penalties when it comes to shoplifting, which there's some truth to that. I mean, I think that it is expensive to have those guards. I like it. Remember I told you at the Lake City Fred Meyer, I said, I love that they put security guards out there. Mm-hmm. Sadly now you've got to go through that, and there are certain areas of the store where you've got to get someone to open it up. I mean, those things have changed because, yes, it is too big of a problem.
Right.
But people are not willing to accept that, there are people stealing because that's how they can survive. And I don't justify it. I would rather you go through the right avenues, and I don't justify it.
Sure.
But you know what I'm saying?
I get it.
I think it's just so much more complex because I started getting into this, and I wish I didn't keep digging and digging even more. But bottom line, these stores closing, like that one in Everett, apparently it's in one of the city's most diverse and lowest income neighborhoods. So that we are creating food deserts. That's one thing. Are retailers losing a lot in theft? Yeah, $45 billion a year to theft, and it's supposed to climb above $50 billion. So they are losing a lot. Grocery stores, if you were to believe the numbers, their profit margins are usually between 1% and 3%. If they say that they're losing about 2% to 3% in theft, and you said you were part of a conversation yesterday where their competitor, you said, yeah, this is the truth. There was a choice, you said.
So here is the question that I have for everyone that is listening, and if you don't want to text in, that's fine. I need you to answer this one. Ursula, you first. Here we go. You have a store that's in this neighborhood, whether it is on 72nd in Portland, or it's in Kent, or it's in Everett. Here are your two choices. A, go up in price, or B, close down the store.
Go up in price.
Okay.
Go up in price and hope that the people who can't afford it can help keep it afloat. But again, I mean, how does that help?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. It's a no matter what. It really
you're gonna hurt
sucks
somebody.
Because what happens is when you go up in price, the people with vehicles in that neighborhood or have other means, they won't shop there. And the people who are on fixed incomes, walkable neighborhoods that's close, are severely impacted.
But I have to point this out, and this is not bashing against millionaires, billionaires, whatever, but I've got to point out that I looked into, like, what did the Kroger CEO make? Well, I mean, that was like $15 million.
Mm-hmm.
The Kroger reported profits of just over $2.2 billion in both 2023 and 2024. But you also have to look at that whole merger that they tried with Albertsons. That actually cost the company $1.6 billion in legal fees.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they're looking at which stores are not really cutting it for us because we got to make some cuts to keep the shareholders happy. So it's much more complex than, shoplifters are the reason why we have to shut down.
Now I want to just, before we move on, because I don't want to blame all of the theft on someone that is hungry.
No.
Okay?
Because a lot of people are hungry and they're not stealing.
That also. I do want to talk about, and Chef brought it up this morning, but I got to pay mention to it because we've talked about this on the show. The baby formulas and all those things that are now locked up, the criminal organizations that go here and steal all this stuff. And by the way, when they go and get all that formula and they get all the wash detergent and the diapers and steal all those things, where do they go sell that at?
Yeah, Amazon. Okay, yeah, because, and now I'm just looking, I just got something in again on Amazon yesterday, and I was thinking to myself, what seller is buying? It was a particular makeup product that I can no longer get on this. It went viral on TikTok. I can no longer get it in the stores, but how come I can still get it on Amazon by these random sellers?
Isn't it strange how like a pot shop, a pawn shop will get looked at for fencing stolen goods. Police will check them out, but Amazon just largest marketplace in the world.
Yeah, and
largest.
I want to dig into that a little bit more. I mean, Amazon is now offering free same day grocery delivery in over 1,000 cities. You don't think that has an impact?
I want to say this. I think that you and I could talk about this for 3 hours. And I think that if you are listening right now, I think we all have compassion for those in these neighborhoods, low-income neighborhoods with a lot of people that are on fixed incomes, a lot of people who cannot afford a price hike, a lot of people who cannot afford a food desert and it moving away. The bottom line is this. Once again, Ursula, this is a topic where we are seeing the real impacts that happen to people that are on low income, that live in low income neighborhoods, that don't make the wages and everything. And this is why I say, once we start to really fix how can we get money in the pockets, I don't want to get into how to do it, but once we do figure that out, we can alleviate some of these problems. But if we're just going to keep doing the same thing and the billionaires keep getting paid, this will be the downfall of our society. I'm letting you all know right now, this model can't sustain for another 25 to 50 years.
Would love to hear from you. Any ideas from you? 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
Okay, Ursula, coming up at 9:47, I got a juicy would you rather for you. But at 9:30, should parents still save money for college for their kids? Or should they say, okay, we'll talk about that next. Gee and Ursula.
KIRO News Radio is right there with you.
A big story developing this morning.
On your smart speaker before you head out the door.
Get the latest live from KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
Huge impacts for Boeing and Boeing workers.
The office, the gym, anywhere.
Water, like taxes, goes all the way down to the bottom, so it'll either come out of the employee's paycheck or the lack of raise.
KIRO News Radio. We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
AAA asked me if I would change my name from Sir Mix-a-Lot to Sir Mix-a-Lot. I said, why would I do that? They said, you're more than just a rapper. You're a car collector. You're a businessman. You're an inventor. Just like AAA is more than just towing. They have awesome travel advisors and insurance agents. And they got 3 A's in their name. Maybe I should change my name. Give me 3 A's, mix, A, mix, A. When I say mix, give me 3 A's, mix, A.
Looking for high-quality assisted living that won't drain your life savings? At Care Partners Living, we offer compassionate care at a price that helps stretch and preserve your estate. No unnecessary luxury, just the support you need with dignity and heart. And if you ever need to convert to Medicaid, you don't have to move. With communities across Washington and Arizona, including new locations in Port Orchard, Sumner, Mercer Island, and North Creek Bothell, there's a Care Partners community near you. Care Partners Living, compassionate care and peace of mind. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Are you happy with how you're feeling these days? Are you slowing down physically or mentally? Ever wonder what your life will be like 10 to 15 years from now? Most of us don't really know how we're aging or if we can even do anything about it. But here's the truth. Knowledge is power, and that's exactly where we start at Longevity Medical Clinic. We run advanced diagnostics to find out what's really going on inside your body, and then we create a personalized hormone and health optimization plan designed specifically to help you live better starting now. Our patients are often amazed by what they discover in their blood work, and even more amazed at how quickly they start to feel like themselves again. This isn't guesswork, it's science, it's personal, and it works. Take the first step today. Call 425-633-1820 or visit longevitymedicalclinic.com to schedule your free consultation. Longevity Medical Clinic. Feel better today and every day after that.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath.
High five.
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm? Totally natural.
Sweet. Thank you. Thank you. High five, everybody. High five.
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five.
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Saturday, August 23rd, enjoy the 30th birthday bash for University Place at Cirque Park, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Bands all day, over 50 vendors, beer garden, and family zone. Don't miss it August 23rd. Special thanks to Honest Home Solutions. Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on mynorthwest.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
Americans may not agree on much, but we agree on Social Security. We all pay in. It ought to be there when we need it. Social Security could face a funding gap in less than a decade, and I don't want to see a pay cut. I'm with AARP in the fight to protect the Social Security we earned.
Pledge to protect Social Security at aarp.org/weearnedit. That's aarp.org/weearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
You better comply or you're next.
U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi says the federal government will send in law enforcement, as it did in L.A. and Washington, D.C., if so-called sanctuary cities and states don't cooperate with ICE. Today is the deadline for 32 mayors in 7 states, including Washington, to comply. Governor Bob Ferguson plans a noon news conference with his response. KIRO News Radio will be covering that for you. This is raising eyebrows in our state.
You better comply or you're next.
We, as a Republican Party, are going to do everything possible that we get rid of mail-in ballots. We're going to start with an executive order.
Voting by mail is the primary way Washington residents cast ballots, but can the president eliminate that? Former Washington Secretary of State Kim Wyman, a Republican, says no.
He doesn't have the authority to dictate to states how they conduct their elections, even federal elections.
She says that would take an act of Congress. Trump claims vote-by-mail fraud cost him the 2020 election. Wyman, who was secretary at the time, says that is not true. There's reaction to Mr. Trump's efforts to broker a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine.
I'm Jillian Raftery. Born and raised in Ukraine, Boris Lebeda fled in 2022 with his wife and 4 boys, now living in Kirkland. He says there's only one way his family will be safe to return.
No matter which deals will be signed with Russia, it only can be guaranteed by force. Russia has already signed documents in 1997 and 2001. It just doesn't work.
They're not going to stop until they get everything.
Of course.
President Trump has offered security guarantees, but has not said what those will be.
Microsoft says it's launching a review and claims that its AI tools were used for surveillance in Gaza. Whistleblowers suggest Microsoft's facial recognition technology is being misused in conflict zones. Microsoft tells the Seattle Times it's taking the matter seriously. The National Retail Federation says families are projected to spend an average of $858 on back-to-school essentials. Retail expert Trey Boge.
We are seeing prices ticking up because of tariffs, because of inflation, and so people are worried about being able to afford the things they need for school.
She suggests you buy store brands, shop sales, and consider buying used or refurbished electronics. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 16 points. NASDAQ off 252. KIRO News Radio traffic. In Seattle, you briefly had a crash on eastbound I-90 inside the tunnel. That is cleared, but you're still slow heading into Seattle. I'm seeing a possible crash on I-5 northbound in Federal Way, north of South 188th Street. Travel time Federal Way to SeaTac is 12 minutes longer than usual. And in Buckley, the White River Bridge on State Route 410 is still closed after it was struck by a semi yesterday. Engineers are assessing the damage. Watch for detours. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny skies today with highs in the mid-70s. It's 68 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. Coming up in about 15 minutes, we do Would You Rather, the world-famous Would You Rather game.
It's world famous.
But right now, let's talk about college, because we want to know, do you think it still makes sense to save for your kids' college fund? It's something that Mark and I did for our boys, and I would still say resoundingly yes. But what should you do with the money if you have savings and they don't go to college? So that's one question. And so for so many years, tax advantage 529 accounts were the way to go to save for your kids' higher education. But according to this new report in the New York Times, fewer than a quarter of parents right now are using a 529, and nearly 1 in 5 who do have one say they have already closed it. So what is changing? Families are now saying they question the value of a college degree, and also they're thinking the costs have gone so high, they're not sure their kids would even want to pursue higher education. And as we have reported, and we've talked about this a lot on the show, many kids are choosing to go to trade schools, entrepreneurship, or they're going straight into the workforce after high school and just bypassing college altogether. So, again, I want to just go back to the original question. Does your child deserve their college money if they don't go to college? Or should you even be still squirreling away that money for that possibility?
Okay, well, this is a very subjective conversation on what would you rather do. Now, here's from my view on things. I think that years ago, when they started to make college, a 4-year degree, a prerequisite to get that job, that didn't really start until the 80s, right? So after the steel mills and factories closed across the country, then they kind of made it a little tougher. If you wanted to get this job, you needed to have a 4-year degree. So then what happens is you had a lot of people go to college. Like, hey, you got to go to college, got to go to college, you got to go to college. And people was like, okay, well, I'm going to get this student loan debt, right? They get this student loan out there. They get these student loans. And by the way, these colleges don't cost $10,000 a year. They're more than that. And so what happens is you still have people, Ursula, to this day that still are paying off student loans because of that predatory interest rates that they put on those things. So, Ursula, what has happened now is two things have happened. One, people have gone to school and been like, hey, maybe it's not a good idea to get that student loan. Two, businesses and companies now don't have the strict requirement on 4-year degrees like they used to back then. So people now are smartening up saying, you don't really need that degree now or going to college. If you have a lot of money, Ursula, and you have the means, do it. Because all you're going to do is you're going to go to college, you got the money, and you're going to go and get that network, and you're going to get into that, whether it's a fraternity or just the college or university itself.
Or you get an education or chances for...
I mean, I don't want to go too deep.
Yeah, I know.
Nobody cares about the, air quotes, education.
That is a statement that I don't agree with. There are many people who care about the education part of going to college. Absolutely.
They care about what your grade point average was? No, they don't. They just
who are you
can't.
talking about don't care?
The grade point average?
I will even tell you that there are industries that do care about your GPA. That's their weed out system. That they actually do. I mean,
What percent?
it matters when you get out of college.
What-
After that, it's your track record. But there are industries where it very much matters what you studied and how well you did in school.
Here's a question for you. I got one for you. What's more important? What you know or who you know?
Ultimately, I'm going to say a combo, but ultimately I would say who you know.
Okay. And that's what universities
but
and
not
colleges
everybody
are
has
for.
the
That's what you
idea
go
of
for.
college is to help level out the playing field because not everybody has those connections, right?
Well, that's what you go to college for. So you can go and get those connections. That's what college is really for.
Yeah, Derek in University Place says college is 50% education, 50% networking. I would agree more with that. I'm not spending oodles and oodles of money if I don't think that my kid is going to get an education while being there for those 4 or 5 years.
I would say that college is more is 80% and 20% education. You want to know why? You know what I've never heard at a party before? You want to know what I've never heard at a get together before? Oh, you attend that university? Oh, that's nice. What kind of grades you getting? Nobody asked that question. Nobody.
They're not going to ask it in a
they'll ask you what you
party.
major.
They're not
They'll
gonna
ask what you major in.
They're not going to ask it at a party. But some of that information is absolutely making a difference when it comes to if you are applying and if you aren't able to just only use your connections. Again, I'm just saying there are certain things that will come across. Now, is that the most important thing? No. Can you do extremely well not going to college? Yes, absolutely. So I'm going to actually agree with you, and I'll say that if you are in that position that you can save and you're not robbing Peter to pay Paul right now to squirrel away money, you know that if you put that money away automatically, you're not going to miss it. If you keep it in your account and say, well, I'm going to try to, you know what I mean, and try to save for college, it's not going to happen. So you need to put that money away and use any and every advantage that comes along with putting it in a fund like that.
I think our quick debate that we just had just now about universities and or whether or not go to college or not, what was good about that is that debate is further proof why more and more people are being like, you know what, we'll stay away from that. We don't have to go ahead and put all of this money that we have saved. Maybe it could go for something else. Hey, Peter, you want to start that business or you want to buy that house? Because as you all know, in this system today, you can't get a loan at 18 for a house or a business, but you can get a loan for education.
So if you were to do it over again, and if you had kids today, or your kids have kids, what are you? And you now, well, your kids do have kids. You are a grandpa. Are you saying I'm putting away money for your college education, or are you saying I'm putting away money and you can do with it what you will?
I'm saying I'm going to put away money and you can do with it what you will. Because I just don't think the way society is set up in 2025 is not the same as it was in 1995. If you're in 1995, I'm specifically talking for me and anybody looks like me, you had to go to college. You literally could not go and get a job. You think Jethro gonna hire Tyrone with no college degree? In 1995? No. I hate to say I had to get bold like that, but I get y'all to really see the picture. I'm trying to explain.
Okay. I want to hear from y'all. 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. I just, during the break, texted one son and asked because luckily both sons, and because we got help, y'all. We got help from my in-laws. And so both sons, and we had put away money starting the day they were born, essentially. And there's some leftover money in their college account. So I just asked one son, with the son who wants to go to graduate school, I'm asking him, would you be willing to give your money to brother? So I'm waiting for the answer.
No.
Chef, what you doing?
Well, my parents saved for my brother and I had to go to college. He went. I did not.
You got the money?
They've helped me out a couple times, but I certainly did not get the money.
I mean, my parents helped my sister get an MBA. I had to pay my way through college. It's not always even Steven. I had to
I'm
take
living
out
with
loans.
them now, too, though.
Hey, man, listen. I'm not hating. I'm not hating at all. If you're someone out there that has the ability and are able to get the help, by all means, go do it. Hey, I can't hate that at all. That's a good topic. Hey, coming up next, we got a Would You Rather. I'm going to tell you right now before you come back. Would you rather someone get away with the crime or sit in prison while innocent? We do that next, Gee Ursula.
The Jake and Spike Show.
I check it late at night when my wife's not looking.
Weekdays, noon to 3.
My favorite thing on my phone, which is my weather app.
First thing, nonstop.
My number one app. Every day it tells me it's the number one thing I use on my phone.
First thing I looked at when I woke up.
First thing I see in the morning, last thing I see at night is the weather.
Then I'll roll over and kiss her after that.
My wife says, don't kiss me after you look at your weather app.
I feel hot and sweaty.
Watch the Jake and Spike Show live on YouTube or the KIRO Newsradio app.
Is your car road trip ready? Don't get stranded. Get to Bucky's Complete Auto Repair. Bucky's has been preparing cars, trucks, and SUVs for safe, worry-free travel for over 50 years. We take care of your car with experience and good old-fashioned customer service. For all your oil changes, brakes, AC charging, and factory maintenance, choose Bucky's. No appointment needed, and yes, friendly financing is available. Visit Bucky's.com. Bucky's, where your car feels right at home.
Nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all. Sound like your home? Then call for your free inspection.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed mold, mildew, bowing walls, or water in your basement? I hope not, but if you have, your basement is losing the war against groundwater. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s. And less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-917-4635 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-917-4635. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-917-4635.
Wellness. How do you practice it easily every day? At Olympic Hot Tub, we have more ways to achieve total wellness at home than ever before. Immerse yourself and let jets melt stress away in a saltwater hot spring spa. Swim in the privacy of your own backyard in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to cozy warmth and detox in an amazing Tilo sauna. Then awaken your mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Better you, better life.
Okay, y'all, it's the Gee Ursula Show. Just talking to Ursula's chef behind closed doors. Chef gave me some sound. It's the time for another edition. This is Allie and Tacoma's favorite time.
Let me make something crystal clear. This one truly scares me.
It's time to make Ursula uncomfortable.
Hey, would you rather? Coming up. Good stuff, Chef. Would you rather have $250,000 cash right now or flip a coin for $20 million?
How much?
$20 million.
Okay, no, the first part.
$250,000 cash.
Give me $250,000 cash.
Same. Chef? You know what? I shouldn't even ask you. I know what you're going to say. You're going to flip the dang on coin for $20 million.
No, I take $250. I mean, that's you know,
like money I didn't
a
have
third of a house, quarter of a house, I'll take it.
A quarter of a house here in Seattle. What do you got, Nick?
Hands down, give me the cash. Yeah, okay. I'm not taking the cash.
Okay, that was easy. All right, here we go. I think this topic.
Why was that so easy though? Because you see in the game shows.
I know.
When you see
they must be
flip
forcing
the coin.
They must be forcing them people to do that.
It's like peer pressure too. There's a crowd. You know, you
I'm
get
like,
ramped
you
up.
fool.
Yeah.
You could have walked away with that. Then again.
Yeah.
Then again.
All right, let's get tough. This is going to be tough. And everybody participate. Would you rather someone get away with a crime or someone sit in prison while innocent?
Oh, that's another easy one. Get away with a crime.
Same. And with you, Chef?
I mean,
depends on the crime, though.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Does it depend on the crime?
Go.
No.
Yeah.
Well, okay, here's the deal. Our criminal justice system has always been predicated on the premise that there are going to be some innocent people in jail. And if you look at the clearance rates for crimes like murder in the 50s compared to today, why did they convict so many people? Because a lot of that was based on, eyewitness testimony that was unreliable, right? And so we convict a lot less people now because we're trying to get it right. But still, there's going to be innocent people.
That's true on that part. We do convict less because the criminal justice system is trying so much to get it right. That's a good point.
Okay, Paul in 253 also said depends on the crime. And I'm just trying to think, really, would it even be like if you knew that someone killed somebody and they're still on the street, but you've got someone spending time in prison for something they didn't do?
That's what I'm saying. I don't care, but whatever the crime, I don't care about the crime. I don't want anybody. I would rather have had to pick. I would rather someone get away with a crime than someone sit in prison, innocent.
Yeah. It sounds great in theory, but if that heinous crime happened to someone that you love,
right,
you would hate the idea of that person walking free.
Okay, I'm getting 3 more in. Here we go. Would you rather have a pause button for life or a rewind button?
Pause. Oh, dude, I just turned 60.
Chef, what you want?
If I could fast forward again, I'd take a rewind to relive some of the best moments of my life. You know, like getting married, birth of my kids.
This is important. And this is one that's easy for me. Would you rather have unlimited time or unlimited money? This is easy for me.
Unlimited time.
Time.
Money.
Really?
Yep.
What good is all the unlimited money if you don't have time?
Because I get to share it.
Okay.
Okay, that was a beautiful, benevolent answer.
Come on now. I get to share it. Hey, we all going to kick it. We all going here. Unlimited time is just for me. Unlimited money is for we.
Yeah.
See, I love that. And there's probably a time in my life I would have answered it the same way.
Because you turned 60, you want that time?
Yeah.
The best thing about having a lot of money is time, though, is that it gives you freedom of time, or it should.
Yeah.
I want everybody to come party.
I mean, and
why you gotta make us look bad?
When you have unlimited money, seriously, do you enjoy things as much?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you what I enjoy. And probably too much because Lillian's probably listening right now. I like to do. Everybody, come on, hang out. I like that.
I do too.
Yeah. So I like that.
I do too.
Yeah, give me more money.
But again, at some point, can you have so much? I mean, I'm just wondering where, like a Bill Gates or a Warren Buffett, where they're doing what you're saying, giving away. I'm giving away vast majority of my wealth.
Bill Gates
at some point you can.
Bezos ain't.
Yeah, I know. You can't. At some point, you can't spend it all, and you run out of time. I mean, I think of Steve Jobs. That man had endless money. He just didn't have time.
Yeah. I would love to see somebody, a billionaire, just come down, go down there around Hosmer, down in go on the east side of Portland, and just pay everybody's mortgage off. What do you got, Ursula?
Well, Paul at 253, going for the money because he says the homeless guy on the corner has unlimited time. Okay, now you keep making me think even more. I'm still going with time.
Nick, what you doing, bro?
I'm taking the money. I'm thinking of the movie The Green Mile. If you live long enough, there's a lot of loss you have to go through if you live long enough.
Oh, good stuff. Ooh, good one. Hey, coming up next on the Gee and Ursula Show, we got to take this to Mercer Island, y'all. There's a teacher over there that we need to talk about. Gee and Ursula.
Looking for an epic summer night in Seattle? Be here for the Mariners Drone Show at T-Mobile Park this Friday, presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
It is Grand Salami time! Cal Raleigh with his third Grand Slam of the season.
The team is taking on the A's at 7:10, and after the game, we'll be lighting up the sky with hundreds of drones, celebrating Mariners icons past and present. Don't miss out on a jaw-dropping post-game show.
He got him! He puts him away! And the ball game is over. Another phenomenal save by Andres Munoz.
Head to Mariners.com to grab your seats and see the full lineup of special events, including Kids Appreciation Day this Sunday and the Logan Gilbert Funko Pop giveaway September 8th to 10th. Plus, check out a great slate of marquee interleague matchups against the Padres, Cardinals, and Dodgers.
Julio clubs this deep out to left field and gone! Julio for the second time!
Mariners Mariners baseball. Try Dance Up.
Carter Subaru has more than 300 new vehicles in stock, like the 2025 Crosstrek, now with 2.9% financing for 48 months. Carter Subaru is the only dealership in Seattle with the 2025 Outback at 0% for 36 months. Head into Carter Subaru Shoreline or Ballard for their A Lot to Love event before August 31st.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. Not all buyers will qualify for federal tax credit. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. Carter Subaru is buying down the rate for the 2025 Outback. The max amount financed is $20,000. See dealer for details. Valid through 8/31/25.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hey, it's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys. And I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month. But what I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia, I got a tour of their headquarters, I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens has given me back clear vision. They've performed over 80,000 successful lens replacement surgeries. At Sharp Vision, you'll get the best price combined with the best experience. Sharp-vision.com. That's sharp with an E, -vision.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. Forecasters say Hurricane Erin will not make landfall along the East Coast, but it will have a dramatic impact in some places. Michael Brennan is director of the National Hurricane Center.
We've now issued a storm surge warning for the Outer Banks of North Carolina from Cape Lookout up through Cape Hatteras, all the rest of Dare County up to Duck. This means there's the danger of life-threatening inundation of 2 to 4 feet of inundation above ground level.
Erin is a Category 2 storm. It's expected to cause rip currents on up to New England. Relief for some air travelers. Thousands have been impacted the past few days by the strike of flight attendants against Air Canada. CBS's Tom Hansen in New York says a tentative deal has the airline's schedule coming back to life.
We are starting to see on the board that there are Air Canada flights here that are coming up as on time. For the last 36 hours, essentially, since I've been here covering this, it's always been canceled, 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 canceled.
Now to Washington, where President Trump is pushing for a direct meeting involving the leaders of Russia and Ukraine.
The goal of the meeting,
I'm just trying to stop people from being killed.
Trump told Fox News.
They're losing from 5 to 7,000 people a week in that ridiculous war that should have never happened.
He says he's ended 7 wars and thought this one would be the easiest, but
turned out to be the toughest one.
Does he think Putin is ready and willing to end it?
We're going to find out about President Putin in the next couple of weeks.
But he acknowledges
it's possible that he doesn't want to make a deal.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
In Texas, the big story is the battle over a GOP redistricting plan.
House Democrats fled the state 2 weeks ago to prevent a vote on the Republicans' congressional redistricting map, which would give the GOP 5 more seats. When they returned to the Capitol yesterday, the House Speaker said they could only leave if they agreed to be under police escort until Wednesday's special session to make sure they don't skip town again. Democrat Nicole Collier of Fort Worth refused the escort, so she stayed in the Capitol overnight.
I have a right to resist. I have a right to oppose.
The full House could vote on the new map as soon as tomorrow. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
A federal judge in Miami has dismissed part of a lawsuit over the legal rights of detainees at the immigration center in the Florida Everglades known as Alligator Alcatraz. The judge also transferred the remaining case to a different jurisdiction. Former champion boxer Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. has been detained in Mexico after deportation by the U.S. to face drug trafficking-related charges. Checking Wall Street, right now the Dow Jones Industrial Average down 16 points. This is CBS News.
Progressive Insurance, with insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
Another stabbing in Seattle. Details coming up. At first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. It looks like the crash has been moved from I-5 northbound and Federal Way north of South 188th, but your travel time Federal Way to Seattle is still 54 minutes, 12 longer than usual. Remember, in Buckley, the White River Bridge on State Route 410 remains closed. It was struck by a semi yesterday, and engineers are assessing the damage. Watch for detours around that spot. Traffic brought to you by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Save with 20% inflation discounts and 18-month free financing. LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. There's been a third stabbing in Seattle in less than 4 days. Police say a man was slashed in the neck and arms under an overpass last night in the Green Lake neighborhood. Yesterday, a 30-year-old man told police he was attacked with a butcher knife while sleeping near Westwood Village. No word on arrests in those cases. But Seattle police apprehended a 41-year-old woman Saturday night. She's accused of stabbing another woman at a Lake City homeless camp. Police are still searching for the gunman who shot and killed a 43-year-old man at a Federal Way apartment yesterday morning. The latest from KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss.
Around 7:30, 911 calls went out after shots were fired at the Shores Apartments on 3rd Place Southwest. This neighbor says she didn't hear the gunfire, but she heard the commotion that followed.
I just heard the lady screaming. She was screaming that she needs help.
Officers arrived and found a 43-year-old man shot in the chest. Police say the shooter ran off, but is known to those in the apartment where this happened.
One of the Tacoma police officers acquitted in the 2020 death of Manuel Ellis may be getting another big payout. The Tacoma City Council is expected to vote tonight over whether to pay Timothy Rankin $600,000 to settle a defamation suit in the case. The News Tribune notes Rankin and two other cops were paid $500,000 to resign from the Tacoma Police Department. Seattle Mariners outfielder Victor Robles is apologizing for throwing a bat after he was hit by a pitch during a AAA game in Tacoma Sunday. He was ejected from that game. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman is talking with fans.
Robles issued this apology on social media, saying getting hit 5 times in your last 15 at-bats can add pressure to you, and that he was not proud with how he reacted. And while M's fans are happy to see Robles own up to his actions,
like I said, he was a professional, right? So you get paid to play that game, and you pretty much have to control your emotions there.
They just hope he learns from this too.
Seattle's Rainier Valley Food Bank is set to open in a new 2-story, 11,000-square-foot space September 7th. The food bank bought the property, a former mortuary on Rainier Avenue South, for $2.7 million with grants and donations. For more than 20 years, Seattle's busiest food bank operated out of a tiny 1,200-square-foot space. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny today with highs in the mid-70s. It's 69 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, yo! It's It's Gee Ursula Show. I've never done that before, but happy Tuesday, August 19th.
Almost 6 years into the show. Did you forget that you were doing a show? You're thinking like, I'm just at the kitchen table.
The thing is that this show now is just like I'm talking to family. Like I don't feel like I need to talk a certain way. I just talk. Before, when I first started in this business, you're like, oh, hi, it is the Gee Ursula Show. Good morning, Ursula. Good morning to you. What we doing today at 10 o'clock hour?
Hey, okay, well, some things you can count on, and I'm going to tell you that we have a very full 10 o'clock hour for you, and it's the truth, because we're going to pack in some news here in this first segment.
Yeah.
But coming up at 10:30. Okay, y'all went crazy on Seattle's Morning News on this topic about that 3-year-old who broke a $1,600 marble table at a cafe.
Is this you be the judge?
Yeah, this is going to be you be the judge, because I'm going to fight you on this one. And if you have a chance, not while you're driving, but if you have a chance to check out the video, you got to watch. You really almost have to go watch the video, and we wanted to put it on YouTube so folks could watch it there, but you got to have all sorts of legal rights, blah, blah. So anyway, if you get a chance to look at it, and then I want you to weigh in, because I want you to be fully informed when you weigh in at 10:30. But we're going to have a lot of fun with that. As always, our text line is open for you, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
What's new at 10?
So, a very disturbing story out of Mercer Island. A teacher there is accused of grooming teen girls and was still allowed to keep teaching for years even after the district was warned. So, this comes from Investigate West. And they're saying that the warning came all the way back in 2016 when an anonymous Microsoft employee called the school and said that teacher Gary Chris Twombly had been sending inappropriate texts to a sophomore, including saying this: I like the way you look today. There are things that I cannot tell you and have to wait till you turn 18. But instead of launching a full investigation, they're saying that administrators downplayed the concerns, and a school resource officer who tried to follow up says he was told repeatedly not to pursue it. At one point, a principal reportedly suggested the caller was just pulling a prank and warned against unjustly riling up the teacher. And as you can imagine, that decision ended up costing big bucks. In 2023, a former student came forward and said she had been in a sexual relationship with Twombly when she was 17, and police investigators say they believed her. According to the police report, the former student who this teacher first reached out to shortly after the school year began in the fall of 2015, she was a senior and had enrolled in one of his highly coveted classes. And so at first he messaged her on the school's internal chat system, was talking about music and current events, but the conversations soon moved to private text messages, then photo exchanges, some of them being explicit. And then she told investigators that their relationship eventually became sexual. Again, teacher, her, 17. But here's the thing. No charges were filed because it was too late, as the statute of limitations had expired. So he was quietly placed on paid leave. He later resigned. He walked away with a 14-month payout, still able to teach in other states.
There's that union.
And the district now claims it made multiple efforts back in 2016 to follow up with the anonymous tipster, but public records and police reports tell a very different story. One parent telling Investigate West they should have let the community know. They should have tried to find other victims and provide support. Instead, they essentially gave this teacher a paid vacation. So I have a couple of questions about this. First of all, what responsibility does the school have when they get a tip like this?
100%.
I mean,
responsibility. I mean, when
they dropped the ball entirely.
They did. The thing is though, this isn't just a problem in Mercer Island. It just isn't a problem here locally in the state of Washington. This is a problem in society. And what I mean by that is let me say the quiet part out loud. There is a protection that happens with pedophilia that is sick. It has been going on for years. It still goes on today. Depending on how much money you have, or depending on what type of connections you have, is if and when the story will go away. Ursula, when I was in military school, there was, as you all know, military school, JRTC, one of the JRTC instructors, right?
What is JRTC? Sorry, I don't know that. Is that a training thing?
Give me a second. Okay. Give me a second. My mind's not going. But this instructor, what he did was in his house, they had this young gal who was 15 years old that left the barracks at like 1 o'clock in the morning. My tactical officer is an adult that's in charge of the barracks, and another tactical officer saw her leaving going across the pond. There's a little bridge over the pond to go over to his house. They didn't stop her. They let her go. And then when she came back, it was aha, we got you, if that makes sense. So instead of stopping her, they let it happen. Anyway, long story short, they let it happen. There's an investigation. The teacher, the JRTC teacher, went on and said, hey, just want you to know that there was nothing happened. She was over here. I was just counseling her and consoling her. They let it go for the rest of the year. And then finally, she was in therapy and counseling. Then she tells the story. Then our school gets sued a few years later. My point is that schools consistently are in these situations since the beginning of time. And I don't know why that is. And is it? I'm asking, is it a union thing?
Well, first of all, no. I mean,
is it a union thing?
Well, there's a couple things. I mean, are there extra protections for teachers because of the union? Yes.
Come on.
Is there more access? Because obviously they're working with kids. But in my opinion, I mean, the penalties and the spidey senses of school administrators should be on high alert. If you get a text like this and someone says, check this out, these are inappropriate, a school resource officer, the whole purpose of a school resource officer is to watch out for these things that could be going on that are unusual. And then the principal, completely dropped the ball saying, oh, maybe this was just a prank. Oh, let's downplay the concerns. Because to actually investigate it would require work, would require time, could potentially open up something that maybe it's easier to just ignore and hope it goes away. And in this case, they failed these students. And what I'm seeing on social media of the people who went to the school, who know of this former teacher, they're like, we're worried. How many others were in this position?
Yeah.
In this case, I'm not like 100% supporter of teachers' unions all the time, but in this case, I don't know if it even made it to the union, because usually a complaint has to be made, or the teachers put on administrative leave, then the union gets. They didn't even go there.
No.
In schools are mandatory reporters. This should be treated like CPS, right? If you file an anonymous CPS report, they have to, by law, investigate it.
Right. Well, and the other thing is the statute of limitations. The idea of no charges being filed because it was too late. The statute of limitations had expired. So I just was looking, and the crimes that don't have statute of limitations in our state: murder, homicide by abuse, arson causing death, vehicular homicide, vehicular assault causing death, hit and run, injury, accident causing death, rape if the victim is under 16. Now, she was 17.
Yeah. Wow. And by the way,
yeah, I think the statute of limitations. And obviously that would be hard to change. I think other crimes should fall under there.
Yeah. And by the way, the former Sumner basketball coach that just recently got sentenced to 40 years for his sex crimes against minors. This basketball coach, there were people online before he was ever arrested. There were people on social media making claims to this, and nobody would listen for a while. He was still having basketball camps and everything, and people kept saying stuff. Finally, one person was listened to, and that got the ball rolling. And, by the way, to answer to your question, my brain wasn't going. Junior Reserve Officers Training Corps.
Ah, gotcha.
Sorry, you caught me in the middle of a story.
I know. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay. Well, speaking of school resource officers, I mentioned that in this last story. For the first time in nearly 20 years, Franklin Pierce students are going to be returning to school without sheriff deputies on campus. So the district says it simply cannot afford the cost anymore. Last year, it spent more than $340,000 on school resource officers. This year, it's only budgeted enough for one. But Carly Capetto with the Pierce County Sheriff's Office tells Fox 13 they require 2 deputies per district for safety reasons.
It's a safety issue having 2 officers. A lot of the calls that even we would respond to for the public require 2 officers and Franklin Pierce is a very large school district.
Now, she assures parents and students that the sheriff's office will still be available when needed, but again, no deputy on campus.
We have an obligation to our community, and we're still going to provide 911 services and safety services and keep our schools safe. Football games, they have to have officers there for safety and security. We're still going to have that relationship with the Franklin Pierce School District and provide those types of services. It's just going to look a lot different.
So now a community town hall is planned for next week so the parents can weigh in. Nearby Bethel and Puyallup school districts, they are keeping their SRO programs in place. I know you and I are strong supporters of this program, but when we're talking about $340,000, do you think this district is making the right decision?
I can't really say if they're making the right decision or not based on the financial part of things. So I don't know what that entails when it comes to the budget. However, I wish that they could continue to keep the resource officer. And one of the things that I would suggest, and by the way, coming on the heels of the story I just told about a JRTC teacher back in my day, it doesn't really feel right, but I have to tell this. I think that every school with the resource officer, having someone, not only should they have a resource officer, I think what would be great for law enforcement would be to have that police officer, or if they have 2, one of them outside, by the door or whatever, and then one that actually teaches a class every day, teaches about your rights and if and when you get pulled over, how to properly engage, and learning a lot of things about safety. And the reason why it's important, you never know when that child can maybe talk to that police officer because they feel safe about some abuse that's going on in their families. The reason why I'm bringing that up, because with the JROTC, we had that as a class, as a course. So from 6th grade all the way through senior year, I had that as a class, as a teacher. This would be so beneficial to helping kids out. So that's how you can get more community and understanding. Because right now, I believe that there is a real disconnect between law enforcement and community. No longer are the beat cops kind of out there walking your neighborhoods and those things. So that would be my idea for resource officers.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think that if I were a parent in that school or in that district, I would definitely want the school to be investing in that.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it means, finding some savings elsewhere to make sure that that program continues. And I know that there are folks who strongly believe in SROs at schools, and then there are some who say it creates fear amongst some students.
And I agree with that. I agree. If you feel that way,
yeah.
I agree. Yeah. Like that's true. There is a fear.
Yeah, but maybe
how can we
working? How can we? Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Because there
bridge that gap.
There should not be a fear. Now, again, Ursula, it's easy for me to say. I grew up around law enforcement, but there are people that really have a real fear of law enforcement. No joke.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
no,
so
I know.
And so to alleviate that fear, how much better would it be if you have law enforcement inside of the school, maybe teaching a class again,
and understanding that there is that fear amongst them.
Like just knowing your rights, knowing what you do when you get pulled over, or you have to engage with law enforcement.
What you can do not to get in trouble.
That too.
Those are all valid. And then there's the third wheel of this, which is, hey, in an era of budget cuts with all school districts, do you want to have one school resource officer for $170,000 or 3 paraprofessionals working with some of the highest need students in the district?
But my question
they
is,
have to make those granular level decisions.
I agree with that, but why does it have to be cutting in the classroom versus cutting somewhere else within the district?
Because that's exactly what's happening in schools right now is they are cutting support staff, people who work directly with students. It's happening in almost every district.
And I question that decision making. Again, I mean, I would rather cut on the administrative level than I would the paraeducators.
I think that's happening.
Since we're having this conversation, again, the school curriculum, Ursula, I missed home economics. I heard home economics where you get in there and they teach you how to make some scrambled eggs. Do you know?
They did.
Do you know how you can be? How in the world you 30 years old can't make no damn scrambled eggs? Don't you know you want to be in school and learn you put the.
But why is it up to the school to teach you scrambled eggs? Like, why isn't that happening at home?
Wait, Ursula, did you just fall into that trap?
What trap?
Okay.
No. Okay, I love the whole idea of home economics.
Yeah.
But again, I ask, why does everything fall to the schools to teach us everything?
Why does everything have to fall at home? If little Roscoe,
some things fall at home.
If little Roscoe sucks at basketball, nobody says to little Roscoe, hey, how come your daddy don't play with you out in the backyard? This is supposed to be learned at home. Why is your daddy always on field trips and road trips going out for business? You wouldn't suck at basketball. Some things get taught outside of the home.
This is true. But I feel like it's a catch-all. The schools are a catch-all. If only they taught it at school.
I mean, we're there 7 hours a day. I hope you learned something. I mean, I'm tired of just coming back. Now they got the new math. Shout out to you parents that are trying to do the new math for your little third graders. Yep. I would be walking away like, I'm sorry, third grader. I don't know what to do. All right, Ursula, what's next?
Oh! Wait. Someone says, hold on. 206 said, sort of glossed over the Mercer Island teacher situation. The board, the superintendent, they're covering up this story and trying to pretend like it never happened. Oh, that's why we wanted to make sure you heard it on KIRO Radio, and kudos to Investigate West. That's the whole reason we're bringing it up. The superintendent, the board, we didn't mention the district failed those students.
Well,
let me make it perfectly clear.
Somebody texted in and said, be careful putting unions as the bad guy here. I'm a union organizer and you guys don't know what you're talking about. Well, this situation specifically did not get to the union. But don't get it twisted. There have been situations where unions have protected teachers out here and also law enforcement. Don't act like that's not a thing. That has happened. All right, let's fight next, Ursula. A 3-year-old broke a marble table in New Jersey, and it's going to be you be the judge. Should the mama pay or the business pay? Gee Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington.
Ah, summer in the Puget Sound region. Hanging at the beach. A nice coffee on a long walk with the pooch. And so much time sitting in traffic every weekend, literally going nowhere.
We've all felt it. Big construction projects are underway across the region, and I can help you get around the big delays.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru. Get all of Sully's choke points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app.
This fall, Seattle Symphony music director Shen Zhang begins her debut season at Benaroya Hall. On September 13th, Shen conducts Grieg Piano Concerto with pianist Simone Terpcheski for the symphony's opening night. On September 18th and 20th, Shen conducts the majestic Pictures at an Exhibition. On October 2nd, 4th, and 5th, Shen conducts Rachmaninoff's dramatic Second Symphony and Rhapsody on a Theme of Paganini. Ticket info at seattlesymphony.org.
Wellness. How do you practice it easily every day? At Olympic Hot Tub, we have more ways to achieve total wellness at home than ever before. Immerse yourself and let jets melt stress away in a saltwater hot spring spa. Swim in the privacy of your own backyard in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to cozy warmth and detox in an amazing Tilo sauna. Then awaken your mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Better you, better life.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
If you want that summer body you've always dreamed of, then this message is for you, ladies, and you men too. Get rid of extra stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin around the waistline, chin, and under the upper arms with ProSculpt, the new one-day instant permanent fat removal and skin tightening treatment. Maybe you've tried the lasers, fat freezing methods, even those new pills, but without the desired results. ProSculpt is different. It's minimally invasive, performed while fully awake, gentle, yet powerful. Designed to target the waistline, chin, neck, arms, and thighs, ProSculpt uses FDA-cleared plasma technology to deliver immediate, permanent fat-reducing and skin-tightening results, all in just one visit. If you want that summer body this summer, then you must act now. Go to ProSculpt.com today to schedule your free consultation. Get $250 off. For instant, permanent fat reduction and skin tightening, visit ProSculpt.com.
Your old water heater's starting to peter.
DayandNight.net.
But don't wait until after your flooding disaster.
DayandNight.net.
Water heaters have a predictable lifespan. Typically, it's between 8 to 12 years. The worst and most expensive time to look at replacing your water heater is when it's an emergency. It's leaking and it's leaving you without hot water through an evening or a weekend. Hi, I'm Bruce. Whether you need an emergency replacement or you're planning ahead before it leaks, give us a call and we'll help you get into hot water again.
Your showers are cold. Your water heater's too old.
DayandNight.net.
And it's taking forever for hot water to get there.
DayandNight.net.
Now get $50 off installation when it's time to replace your old water heater or upgrade to a tankless or heat pump water heater. Day and Night is here for you round the clock.
DayandNight.net.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s. And less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-917-4635 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-917-4635. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-917-4635.
Bathfitter just hit a big milestone, 42,000 installations in Western Washington. Celebrate with payments as low as $125 a month. A beautiful bath installed in one day, no mess, and a lifetime warranty. Call Bathfitter or visit bathfitternw.com today.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi is threatening to send federal troops to Washington state if Governor Bob Ferguson does not cooperate with ICE.
If Ferguson does not hand over immigration status data to ICE, Bondi threatened on Fox News to cut off federal funding and...
We are going to send in law enforcement just like we did during the LA riots, just like we're doing here in Washington, D.C.
But so far, Ferguson says no deal, standing behind the Keep Washington Working Act that says the state will provide immigration status data only if federal agents get a court order and it complies with federal law. Ferguson will give Bondi his final answer at a press conference at 12:15. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Pushback against President Trump's plan to eliminate vote by mail, which is widely done in Washington state.
The Constitution is very clear that states have the authority to set the time, manner, and place of elections held in their states,
including vote by mail. That's Kim Wyman, a Republican who served as Washington Secretary of State in 2020. Trump baselessly claims fraud due to absentee ballots cost him the election that year. His own attorney general said it did not. Trump has wrapped up meetings with the presidents of Russia and Ukraine in an effort to get a ceasefire. Members of Western Washington's Ukrainian community are a bit skeptical, and Boris Lebeda of Kirkland warns that giving up land to Russia would only buy temporary peace and set a dangerous precedent.
Because after that, it will be very difficult to negotiate that border should be kept the same.
Russia has seized land in Ukraine and is demanding to keep it as any part of a peace deal. Microsoft is promising it will look into claims that its AI tools were used for surveillance in war-torn Gaza. Whistleblowers suggest Microsoft's facial recognition technology is being misused in conflict zones. Microsoft tells the Seattle Times it is taking the matter seriously. You might want to pitch the shrimp from Walmart.
The FDA's warning, it may be radioactive. The recall is for the store's Great Value brand. U.S. Customs and Border Protection alerted the FDA about possible CS-137 detected in shipping containers at 4 U.S. ports. Testing on some samples of the frozen shrimp from the distributor in Indonesia also tested positive for the radioactive material. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 6 points, NASDAQ down 285. KIRO News Radio traffic. I'm not seeing any significant blocking problems. You have your more typical slowdowns on I-5 through Seattle and I-405 in Renton. Heads up in Buckley, the White River Bridge on State Route 410 is still closed. It was struck by a semi yesterday, and engineers are assessing the damage. Watch for detours in that area. Otherwise, travel times are good. Everett to Seattle, 22 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 34. Renton to Bellevue, 26. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny today with highs in the mid-70s. It's 69 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show at 10:34. It's time for...
You Be the Judge.
Okay, so you might have heard the story, but we're going to repeat it for everybody because it has G and I on different sides of this particular issue. So a mom in New Jersey says a trip for ice cream turned into a public shaming and what could have been a $1,600 bill. So on a TikTok video, Kathy Denman explained that she was waiting to pay at the Hazelnut Cafe when her 3-year-old daughter, who was sitting on her grandma's lap, accidentally knocked over this marble table. Now, it's important to explain this marble table because it happened to be a console that you could buy from Anthropology for $1,600. And mom says that employees would not let her leave the restaurant until she gave them her driver's license and credit card. And they kept repeating to her, you break it, you pay for it. And on TikTok, she called the whole thing humiliating. And that TikTok video went viral, over 10 million views. As you can imagine, everyone was weighing in. And when you weigh in and you mention a particular cafe, that cafe ends up getting targeted. Well, now the cafe's owners claim they never tried to detain her. They say they only asked her for her contact information for insurance purposes.
That's bias. Hold on. That's bias. That's bias to the jury. You said they claim. You wouldn't have said they. Make sure you say they claim with the mama too.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me
you
get
said
back.
it,
Mom claims that, but there's a video though, Gee. Mom claims that her daughter accidentally knocked over. What part do I need to clarify? She was sitting on her grandma's lap. Okay, I'm going to try to make it as objective as possible. Okay. And she was trying to scoot over, and the thing tipped over and cracked into a million pieces. I don't know if it's exactly a million pieces, but it was shattered.
Right.
So, like I said, the cafe's owners say they never tried to detain her. They only wanted her information for insurance purposes, and they stressed that she was never charged. They came out with a letter that I will read to you later. So, do you say that Mom should pay for it?
Yes.
Or, you're not even letting me finish my question?
Okay, go ahead.
I have to present the whole thing for the jury to decide.
Okay.
Or should the cafe owners be thankful that anthropology heavy marble table did not land on that child, and they could have been out a whole lot of money?
By the way, when you say you should be thankful, that triggers me. You know,
You're biasing the jury. Okay.
All right.
Okay. You're sticking with. You break it, you pay for it.
You break it, you buy.
That's just crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. No, because like I said, if you had a chance to look at, you've got to look at this video that has now been seen by more than 10 million people. Yeah. I believe that they did initially say you break it, you pay for it. Mm-hmm. I believe that they did that, and I believe that they were going to go after her. But because it went viral. I was looking at their statement, which now said, when the table fell with a loud noise, our priority has been to ensure that the family felt supported and cared for.
I think they wrote that with AI.
Yeah, I think or an attorney close at hand. Okay, see, we also want to be completely transparent. We would never hold anyone against their will. The mother was not charged for the damaged table. And we wanted it. So they say at Hazel Boutique, safety and hospitality are the foundation of everything we do. So you know what happened since? And this is why I think I'm going to win the argument.
They took out all their tables.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Safety is the priority now. And here's the other thing. I mean, that table weighed 109 pounds. These are meant to be. Console.
What is a console?
It's like what you put in your hallway table, or when you open
like
your door and
vase on?
Yeah, exactly. Where you put your keys on it. It's not meant to be. It looks really cute. I see why they would do it because of the aesthetic.
Yeah.
But it's not. And there's video now. Online sleuths dug up video of people rocking that thing.
Yeah.
So have I changed your mind?
Absolutely not. She got on there.
So you would have whipped out your credit card and said, "I'll pay the $1,600."
Let me tell you something. Ursula, she got on there with them tears. Only them kind of tears.
That triggered you.
Well, that too. Only them tears can garner 10 million views on TikTok. Oh, I almost hit my 3-year-old, and I felt a certain type of way, and they told me I couldn't leave, and I was held against my will. And I'm telling you, when them tears come on,
I can tell you what, they would have gone
them tears
for that
got people in prison today. Them tears were real. You can't win against some tears.
We want you to weigh in. 888-973-5476. 888-973 KIRO. The Hazel Boutique, okay, in their thing, it says, thankfully, it did not strike anyone, and the child showed no signs of distress, walking away calmly from the scene. She might have been walking away calmly because she's 3, but the idea that you would be up $1,600 because your child tried to get out of a table that toppled over easily, and these folks, apparently there's other videos showing that same table would wobble when customers even leaned on it. Again,
can I ask a
it would be
question?
an entirely different story if that landed on somebody.
Ursula, coming up, do you know anybody right now in your friends group or family that they let their kids do whatever they want? They let them little 3-5-year-olds jump on people's couches. They got no control of their kids.
Yes.
They don't run their house. They run around it when it comes to their kids.
Yes.
Oh, you don't want to eat. You don't want to eat the chicken.
When
I'll make you something else, little Peter.
I was accused of killing my children's spirit because I was trying to mind them too much when they were trying to basically run wild. So do I know people who let their kids run wild?
Yeah.
Yes. Did I?
Yeah.
I'm out of that age bracket.
And by the way, for you all asking about Grandpa G, let me just tell you guys something. My daughter subscribes to this new age parenting. You know?
Remember, we had your daughter on, and the way she described it was beautiful, actually.
She's all about the,
free-range parenting.
She's just tired. She's just hungry.
The way she described it, maybe you've seen it in real life.
She's a lawyer.
In action.
Of course she's going to describe it a certain way. She's a lawyer. That's what she does for a living.
So in real life, you're saying it didn't match what she described?
No.
Oh, no.
I can't let you get away with this whole, conflating kids out of control with this. If you knock over a wine glass in a restaurant, do you get charged for it?
No.
Okay, this is a hospitality business. So, no, don't charge.
Exactly.
Right. Last thing I want to say, you break it, you buy. Coming up on the Gee Ursula Show, scenarios.
You never know what's in store each morning once you hit the road.
We've got a major traffic alert in effect right now.
Well, you're getting ready every morning. Make us part of your routine.
What morning, huh?
Yeah. Got off to an early start.
Just tell your smart speaker to play KIRO Newsradio or stream us on the app.
Both directions of I-5 are closed.
We'll help you get where you're going faster.
Maybe bail at 512.
KIRO Newsradio. We're on your smart speaker, the app, and 97.3 FM.
Now is a great time to buy a car, and Carter Subaru has what you've been searching for with over 300 new vehicles in stock, like the 2025 Crosstrek, now with 2.9% financing for 48 months. Carter Subaru is the only dealership in Seattle also that has the 2025 Outback at 0% financing for 36 months on approved credit. I drive a 2016 Outback, and it is still driving perfectly, and I bought it at Carter Subaru. Second car from Carter Subaru for our family because they know how to treat their customers right. Head into Carter Subaru, Shoreline, or Ballard for their A Lot to Love event before August 31st and drive away in your new Subaru.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. Not all buyers will qualify for federal tax credit. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. Carter Subaru is buying down the rate for the 2025 Outback. The max amount financed is $20,000. See dealer for details. Valid through 8/31/25.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on mynorthwest.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
$83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise. There's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision.
If you're over 50 and you've been diagnosed with a cataract, or your vision is changing as you're developing an early cataract, you could be a perfect candidate for K2 Vision RLE.
It's inevitable. At some point, typically in your 60s or 70s, you'll have a dysfunctional lens that eventually becomes a cataract. To restore your vision, you will someday need a procedure such as refractive lens exchange.
The question is, are you done with glasses? Do you want to spend your good, active years hassling with changing prescriptions and needing readers?
K2 Vision RLE can give you great vision now, permanently, and you'll never develop that cataract. The procedure is quick and painless, and our state-of-the-art custom lens technologies give highly predictable outcomes.
K2 Vision surgeons have performed nearly 100,000 procedures. We know when RLE is right for you.
Find out. Schedule a free Zoom consultation at k2visionrle.com.
K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s. And less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-917-4635 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-917-4635. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-917-4635.
Hey, college students, get 5% off at Safeway with your student ID in the app. With FreshPass, save on produce and enjoy free delivery. EBT users get additional savings. Visit Safeway.com/4U. That's FOR and the letter U. It's the Gee and Ursula Show. I got a question. It's already almost 11 o'clock. How many of you guys use the Gee and Ursula Show so that your day can go faster?
I do.
Because some of y'all just use us. You spend your old time, you don't agree with G, and he just uses to get through your day faster. All right, let's get scenarios. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? I met this guy a few weeks ago at a bar. We hit it off, exchanged numbers, and now he invited me out this weekend. I told him that I might have plans and that I'd let him know later because I can't remember what this guy looks like. I can't find him on social media, and it would be super weird to ask him to send me a picture. This seems silly, I know, and maybe a little shallow, but I would like to know what he looks like before I agree to see him. It would be a blind date for me, but not for the reason that I would like for it to. So how should I handle this? 888-973-5476 is the text line. Ursula, you up to bat first.
Okay, again, how many?
She exchanged numbers with a guy that she met a few weeks ago at a bar.
Yeah,
and now
it was dark.
One way of looking at it.
Not necessarily that it was dark.
Hey, okay, so first of all, it does sound a little shallow, but just if it's really bothersome, don't go.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to say that your safety is paramount, and if you're worried that this person might be a creep, but if it's purely like, I don't know if he's even cute enough, and maybe you were too drunk to remember.
Yeah.
Like, I'm making a lot of assumptions here. Yeah. Then I would just joke around and say, hey, it's been a couple of weeks. I'll just choose humor. It's been a couple of weeks. Can you send me a picture so I make sure I recognize you?
Agree. Ursula, this is where the Ursula strategy works. You got to
keep it straight.
You got to keep it straight, keep it a buck. Hey, excuse me. Listen, look, I know we exchange numbers, obviously. Can you send me a picture?
Yeah, because I was having a good time. I just want to.
Yeah.
Now,
I was on a good one.
If you look at it and go, he looked better in the darkness after a few drinks.
Yeah.
Are you
now
are you canceling?
Now, Ursula, what if now, can I ask this? You represent the ladies right here.
Okay.
What if he's a good-looking guy and sends you a picture of him and his cat?
I'm not particularly fond of cats, but if he's a good-looking guy and I'm interested, I would go along with it.
All right.
Wait.
What I'm trying to ask.
Why did the cat question come in?
Because here's the thing. There are fellas that are listening right now.
Yeah.
And this would be a great opportunity. You might be a good-looking fella, but sometimes you guys might send the wrong type of pictures.
Oh.
So if there's any ideas that you could give guys like, hey, don't send this picture like this.
Yeah, I would be equal opportunity. I would have pictures of you with a cat, and I would have pictures of you with a dog. In case they're a cat person or a dog person.
Go borrow a dog in the park.
Oh, no. Scooter has been borrowed for pictures.
Oh, my God.
On
This
dating
is me
apps.
with my friend's dog.
No, this is
listen, y'all.
not even my friend's dog.
It's-
Scooter is part of someone's montage of pictures.
Sweeping statement.
I kid you not.
If you take a picture and put it on a dating site with you and an animal, and that animal is not yours, that's diabolical right there. Chef, what you got, man?
Opportunistic.
I think you guys gave great advice. I just want to know from Ursula. So let's go back in time to the polyesters days.
Yes.
If Mark had been a cat lover and say you had 2 cats, would you have been able to work through that?
Yes.
By the way,
Yes, but
speaking
cat,
of polyesters,
thank goodness, is allergic.
speaking of polyesters, I just want to say at Ursula's party, when Long Live Mark was telling the story, I don't know, something ain't matching up. Long Live Mark's story and your story.
What part didn't match up?
I don't know. I can't remember. But something ain't matching
dark.
up. I think he has a different version of how you guys met.
We always talk about it. Yeah, the different version is that I said he bumped into me and I thought he was a jerk, and he thinks I bumped into him. That's the only difference. Every other part is correct.
Okay, I heard something.
The part that I was dating somebody else when I met him.
He said that. He said that.
He waited.
He said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, that's how life is. We all tell us different story. You know what I mean?
Different perspectives.
A different perspective.
Yes.
Like something that
I just told him, though, I thought he was kind of snooty and rude, and I probably wouldn't have given him a second thought had he not started asking me to dance that night. And even then, I didn't give him a second thought.
Stories can change over time.
Yes, they can.
Oh, James in the 425 says she should ask him to send a pic because she wants to show her friends. James.
That's another one. That's brilliant. That is
James,
brilliant.
you win, bruh. All right, Nick, what you got, man?
Well, if you need a photo or something to remember how someone looks for a second date, I'm leaning towards a rain check to not send any mixed signals. Now, it's up to the guy how bad he wants to go out, but if you do send the pic and she's into it, beware of why she's going out with you. If you want the long-term thing, she might just be into the attraction on the appearance. You lost all the depth with the date when she needs a refresher. I'm not feeling the vibe if I'm the guy. I think she's just in shallow.
Yeah. Good stuff, Nick. Good song choice, too. By the way, just Ursula, careful, fellas. Also, stay away from those one type of pictures. Keep it decent.
Oh, good grief.
Just keep it decent. You know
no
what I mean?
one.
Yeah, exactly. No one.
No one wants to see that.
Nobody.
Yeah.
You know how we all buy the presents that we secretly want to get?
Speaking of, sorry, since we have 2 seconds.
Are you about
Speedo?
to talk?
Is that happening?
Oh,
Why are you bringing that up now?
The
Because
Speedo.
This week, the weather's warming up.
I got the Speedo. It's in the package. Oh, I can't believe this is a job. Hey, coming up next at 11:30, we have Agree to Disagree. And also, up next, we're going to be talking about SpaceX. And how much money do you think they have gotten from the United States? Do that next. Gee Ursula.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Have you heard the name Rudy Project when it comes to eyewear? They are a popular choice for athletes, outdoor enthusiasts, and even everyday users. And for a good reason. Founded in Italy, designed for performance, and is focused on creating sports-oriented eyewear. Their frames engineered for high-performance activities like cycling, running, triathlon, golf, pickleball, and more. Well, Urbanize, my good friends over there in the heart of Kirkland Urban, that's what they have. It's lightweight materials, unbreakable, and shatterproof lenses. You got to go over to Urbanize and check out their place. It's incredible. It is really a VIP experience. Dr. Dana and her friends make sure that the customer service is second to none. So Urbanize right now, they're experts at working with insurance. Go and see what they can do for you in a good pair of Rudy projects. Go over to Urbanize or schedule an appointment today at myurbanize.com.
Viking, dedicated to creating travel experiences for the thinking person, with programs designed for cultural enrichment on board and on shore. Discover more at Viking.com.
Americans may not agree on much, but we agree on Social Security. We all pay in. It ought to be there when we need it. Social Security could face a funding gap in less than a decade, and I don't want to see a pay cut. I'm with AARP in the fight to protect the Social Security we earned.
Pledge to protect Social Security at aarp.org/weearnedit. That's aarp.org/weearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle. The Jake and Spike Show.
I check it late at night when my wife's not looking.
Weekdays, noon to 3.
My favorite thing on my phone, which is my weather app.
First thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
On KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM and the KIRO News Radio app.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Hurricane Erin will remain offshore, but it's still a very dangerous storm. Hurricane Center Director Michael Brennan says a storm surge warning has been issued for the Outer Banks in North Carolina, and it's creating dangerous conditions far to the north.
And that large wave field, as Erin's wind field expands, is going to affect almost the entire east coast of the United States with dangerous surf and rip current conditions. So please stay out of the water. Pay attention to those warning flags along the beaches.
New Jersey's governor is urging everyone to stay stay out of the ocean. The Washington Post is reporting the Justice Department is investigating whether Washington, D.C. police manipulated data to make crime rates appear lower. The criminal investigation is being run out of the federal prosecutor's office in D.C. More Republican-led states, meanwhile, are sending in National Guard troops. CBS's Scott McFarland.
Part of their mission, according to the National Guard, is to help support local police, but not conduct arrests and not carry firearms. That's the state of affairs here, at least for now. But a White House spokesperson tells CBS News that's subject to change in the coming days.
CBS's Aaron Navarro reports on some clarification today from the president about security guarantees for Ukraine.
President Trump said this morning that it'll be the United Kingdom, France, and Germany to, quote, front-loaded and provide boots on the ground for any type of security guarantee, but that there will not be U.S. troops on the ground, though there may be some air defense coming from the U.S.
As to when Russian President Putin and Ukraine's Zelensky could actually meet at the White House a few moments ago, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
I can assure you that the United States government and the Trump administration is working with both Russia and Ukraine to make that bilateral happen as we speak.
The United Nations said today the number of aid workers killed around the world rose by nearly a third last year. Spokesman Jens Lerke.
Most of those killed were national staff serving in their home communities, and the numbers are driven up by the relentless conflict in Gaza, where more than 180 humanitarian workers were killed last year.
On the latest ceasefire efforts for Gaza, mediators are awaiting Israel's response. Reporter Robert Berger in Jerusalem on what that could be.
I think maybe we'll see something in the middle. Israel stepping up the military pressure while intensifying negotiations for a ceasefire.
A senior Israeli official said today the government is standing firm on its call that all hostages be released as part of a deal, both dead and alive. Checking the numbers on Wall Street at this hour, stocks are lower. The Nasdaq is off by nearly 300 points. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Rising crime blamed for grocery store closures. The story coming up at first. KIRO Newsradio traffic. In Buckley, the White River Bridge on State Route 410 remains closed. It was struck by a semi-truck yesterday, and engineers are still assessing the damage. Watch for detours. For some reason, you are slow in Woodinville on 522. You are crawling right now between I-405 and Costco. Otherwise, travel times are pretty good. Everett to Seattle, 25 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 26. Renton to Bellevue, 22. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. Sound Transit's newest safety report shows assaults on passengers are decreasing, but there are still major concerns. KIRO 7 TV's Ranji Sinha reports.
In each quarter of 2024, there were more than 100 incidents on the Link Light Rail where someone became a target for crime. Now, according to the report, most of these crimes are crimes of opportunity, often involving people just passing through Sound Transit facilities. They range from violent crimes like assaults, harassment, and even homicide to sex-related crimes such as indecent exposure. Now, Sound Transit also points out that assaults on transit workers have been rising, not just here, but nationwide.
In addition to its own security force, Sound Transit says it does work with local law enforcement to curb crime. Federal Way police are searching for the gunman who shot and killed a 43-year-old man at the Shores apartment yesterday morning. A neighbor tells KIRO 7 TV.
I just heard the lady screaming. She was screaming that she needs help.
Investigators say the victim may have known the people inside the unit. Kroger is blaming rising crime and regulations as it prepares to close 2 Fred Meyer stores in October, one in Everett and on Evergreen Way and one in Kent on 240th. About 360 employees will be affected. Their union says the move is threatening to create food deserts in local low-income neighborhoods. I-90 has reopened near Cle Elum after smoke from 2 wildfires forced troopers to shut the freeway down for hours between Easton and Ellensburg yesterday. State Trooper Jeremy Weber.
Being that it got into some trees, they just get big really quick, and obviously we've had a very, very dry summer here. It doesn't take long for that fire to get up into those trees and be pretty significant.
No official cause for those fires. A video of Seattle Mariners outfielder Victor Robles has gone viral. He was ejected from a AAA Tacoma game Sunday after he was hit by a pitch and then hurled the bat. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman reports.
And the first pitch from Estes. Swung on and fouled off.
We've all lost our cool before.
Picks up the bat and throws it.
But this...
he's been tossed.
...was something that caught M's fans... not good. ...by surprise.
He should control himself as a professional.
But some feel outfielder Victor Robles' frustration at the plate was somewhat warranted.
The pitcher, he knows what he's doing. He knows how to control a ball.
On social media, Robles notes he's been hit 5 times in 15 at-bats, but he did apologize. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny skies today with highs in the mid-70s. It's 69 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It's the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Tuesday, August 19th. Ursula, I was thinking about this shirt. Read this shirt, and I want to see if it connects with you. I got lunch right now. What do you got?
Ezel's Chiropractic. Necks and backs. South Central LA, California. So, you know where I'm going?
Where?
Ezel's Chicken. That's where I'm at, but it's 2 L's.
It's 2 L's.
But I was thinking necks, backs.
Same deal apply for me.
That's Ezel. No, it don't apply for you, Chef.
No. There's got to be some
the text
movie.
line.
There's a movie. My neck, my back. That one.
Oh, my neck, my back. You did it!
When have you ever seen Friday?
Oh my gosh! Wow! Look, hey,
I've never seen. This might be the most excited I've ever seen you in 6 years.
The fact that you got that.
Wait. Ursula,
Well,
have you ever seen the movie Friday, or have you just heard G say?
I've only heard my neck, my back. I've only heard him say that. I have zero idea what the reference is.
Oh, I'm so proud of you, Ursula. This is like the happiest day in Gee and Ursula Show history. Well, this week there's another day that might be the happiest day. At least I
hope it's not.
I hope it's not. All right, Ursula.
Okay.
Got it.
We're supposed to get serious now. Our text line is open for you, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO, 1130. We do agree to disagree, but right now.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
Okay, certainly one of our top stories today, and it's one that has generated the most comment from all of you. So we're bringing it back because Fred Meyer announced it's going to close down 2 more stores in Western Washington, one in Everett, another one in Kent. The company is blaming theft for much of the reason behind this. They're also saying too many regulations. So Kroger is Fred Meyer's parent company. They had already announced store closures in Tacoma and in Mill Creek as part of a bigger cost-cutting effort after the company's merger with Albertsons fell through. More on that a little bit later. But after this latest closure announcement, Kroger said that it has had to double its spending on safety and security. But they're still having challenges when it comes to those particular stores and making it financially unsustainable. And a bunch of you texted in. Christy in Kent says, I live by this Kent Fred Meyer, and it is dangerous to go there. My son worked there for a while, and theft was a huge issue. Shooting in a parking lot, no one hurt. Windows broken in his car. It is a bad Fred Meyer, and I know many people who avoid it, she says. Beth in Everett said, I live a few blocks north of the Everett Fred Meyer, and I stopped shopping there because of the empty shelves. The products locked up, which, again, that does give you a sense of lack of security. I remember I told you about Fred Meyer in Lake City. The last time I was in there, she says, I actually saw a well-dressed young woman stuff a bunch of cosmetics in a huge bag and book towards the door. I hate the idea of the store closing, but as you noted, if Kroger hires more security guards, their prices will go up and make things even more affordable for my less well-off friends and neighbors. And she had a sad face. And you asked the question, would you rather stores close or would you rather them raise the prices? And my answer was raise the prices. But I don't like raised prices. But again, I'm in a different situation than I was 30 years ago. 30 years ago, I was said, shut the stores. I'm not going to pay higher prices.
in fairness, I think the majority of folks that are listening to this show right now, I think that probably the demographics show with ratings and everything, that most of you are able to go to the grocery store and able to afford groceries. Unfortunately, we do have a small percentage of people here locally, all over the United States, that really truly do have a very hard time at the grocery store. It's tough. The alternative of raising prices, well, that's not an option. People are struggling. And the other one is closing them down. Well, that sucks because people on fixed incomes, food deserts. So the point is, Ursula, I'm not saying that I have a fix. I'm just a regular radio host. I'm not an expert. But I will say, and I do believe, that our federal government, sometimes this is where they need to step in to help people. Help people.
People, not the companies.
Right. Exactly. I mean, listen, y'all. We're the United States of America. The place, home of Microsoft, Google, Amazon, all of these big companies. And y'all mean to tell me we got folks worth billions of dollars and we got folks hungry? We got folks that can't afford it. And then, look, I know how there are people feel about those that are unhoused. And then people are like, hey, get that out of my face. I don't want to see it. Sweep those tents. You guys want to do that? Okay. Well, how about the people that are trying the best that they can, that don't get enough money on their paycheck every 2 weeks, so therefore it's tough at the grocery stores?
And to be clear, you're not justifying the shoplifting or the theft. We're not talking about that. You're talking about people who have to deal with higher food prices or a closure of a store. Right. I mean, I essentially, but
I mean,
they're talking about this theft, and this is $45 billion a year for retailers. That's expected to go up. At the same time, they're claiming that most major grocery chains operate on thin margins, typically between 1% and 3% profit. But Kroger reported profits of just over $2.2 billion in both 2023 and 2024. That failed Albertsons merger did cost them a big chunk of change, $1.6 billion. So that whole combination, plus, I mean, what people are saying, they don't feel like those stores are safe. And if the shelves are empty, I ain't going.
I know. So can I ask this of everyone? What should we do? What should be done?
I mean, a whole myriad of things. I mean, a whole bunch of things. One would be when it comes to food insecurity, families should not be going hungry. So yeah, we need to do better with that, and whether that means more help from the government, more help for people to get higher paying jobs, get jobs where they can afford to live and afford to eat, where they're not making a choice between do I eat, do I live,
right?
That kind of thing. And I know, Chef, you want to jump in with the whole Kroger, making a ton of money. Bottom line, whether they're, the amounts of money or profits they're saying, they're still planning to close these stores.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to let them get away with saying, oh, it's because of theft and regulatory issues. Yeah, shrink has always been a problem. But the owners of Kroger, that being the board and the stock owners, have had their hands in the till the whole time. Past 6 years, they had $16 billion in net profit. In the past 6 years, they spent $22 billion on stock buybacks, cash dividends, refinancing debt, mergers, acquisitions, and stock comp. So this is like a small business owner saying, or a cafe owner, we're barely afloat, we're going to have to close. But at the same time, they're out buying sports cars, a second ski cabin, flying to Hawaii every month, and, spending thousands on luxury goods and BBLs for their boo. Like, you straight up got your hand in the till, and you're looking at us and be like, theft is the problem. We have to raise prices. Look at how tiny our margins are. No, you're pulling more cash out of the business than you're reporting in profit.
Yeah, somehow the math ain't mathin'. And I say that because if they reported profits of just over $2.2 billion in the last 2 years that have counted, and looking it up, it said the failed merger cost them $1.6 billion. That means like 70% of their annual profit was spent on a deal that never even happened. So, and then again, people see it for themselves. The people who live in those neighborhoods are saying, yeah, they didn't feel safe going to those so they stopped going. Why would you continue to operate stores that aren't cutting it financially?
Yeah, you know, Ursula. The wildest thing, because I've seen a lot of people like, oh, we just got to hold them accountable, and I'm sure you're talking about somebody coming in there, maybe taking some food out of there. And by the way, like Chef said, there's always been shrinkage inside of restaurants, retail. But I don't think society, when they think and you see, Ursula, a grocery store close or you see prices raise, most people don't blame the buybacks and the corporate monsters getting all this money and getting rich. They're not going to see that. When they see these stores close, they are going to blame someone coming in there, taking some meat out of there. And by the way, I'm not justifying it. I'm not doing that at all. I know you're not. I'm not doing that. But what scares me is no matter how much we talk about this, we can sit and talk about this. The worst part about all of this is that it won't be fixed. It's going to get worse. And this is all on the heels of Amazon making their big push right now. Like Amazon right now is going in for it. So the reason why Kroger was trying to get that merger, the reason why these grocery stores are trying these things, because they are trying to hold off the big dog in Amazon. And so some might say, oh, it's no big deal if Amazon...
Thank you for mentioning that, G. Yeah. Because last year alone, Amazon delivered 2 billion same-day items, many of them groceries. They control over 22% of all online grocery sales, behind only Walmart. So, yeah, these big corporations are basically being out competitioned. Basically, they're being beaten by the Walmarts and the Amazons of the world. Walmart's trying to compete with Amazon. So, again, Amazon is offering free same-day grocery delivery in 1,000 cities. They expect it to expand to 2,300 by this year. So my question is, like, if you're sad to see your grocery store go away in your neighborhood, I believe a great neighborhood has to have a grocery store within striking distance.
Yep.
And if you don't have that, are you contributing to the end of a grocery store because now it's so convenient you just do your grocery shopping through Amazon?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And speaking of Walmart, and we can all agree that Walmart's pretty big, right? How long and how often was Walmart in the news for having we taxpayers subsidize the income of a lot of Walmart employees throughout the country? How often has that been a thing? Right? Where a lot of these folks working for Walmart don't make the wages, so therefore they have to go and get food assistance, living assistance, because Walmart didn't pay enough, and then they're able to keep continuing to build on the backs of those making low income.
I
feel like we can just talk about this.
Yeah, we can, but I want to just point out, and I appreciate Megan in Des Moines being honest, keeping it real. She says, since the pandemic, I have barely shopped in person. I solely use Amazon Fresh. And I know I'm contributing to the problem, but it is convenient and it can't be beat. And if you look at it,
I don't blame you.
Amazon's prices can be anywhere from 5 to 8% lower than the traditional grocery stores. And if they give you free delivery, I am of the dying breed that still likes to actually go to a physical store.
Ursula, you're different anyways. You during the pandemic, you came to work every day.
I know, but I'm just saying that I think a lot of people are realizing, well, it's really convenient. And that makes me sad. I enjoy going to the grocery store, but this is a reality. And I think we're going to see more and more of that happen. Okay, I'm going to move on to one other story.
Okay.
Squeezing one more in. Mm-hmm. Have you seen Seattle Mariners outfielder Victor Robles, who was ejected from that AAA rehab game in Tacoma? He totally had a fit, lost his cool, and threw his bat at the pitcher, and it happened in the third inning because the pitch came in really tight.
Right fielder lined out to Halter at third back in inning number 1. And the first pitch from Estes. Swung on and fouled off on a pitch that hit him. He picks up the bat and throws it at Estes. He's been tossed. He is yelling at Joey Estes, and now he runs towards the mound.
Okay, again, ejected immediately, but he didn't stop there. On his way off the field, he threw a box of snacks onto the field. He kept yelling as teammates were trying to hold him back. And then he did later post an apology on Instagram, and he explained that he was hit 5 times in 15 at-bats during that series. But he says, I want to take a moment to sincerely apologize for my recent reaction on the field. I let my frustration get the best of me, and I understand how that may have affected not just the game, but the energy and respect we all work so hard to maintain. And then he mentioned how many times he got hit and coming off a long rehab. He says, I am committed to being better, not just as a player, but as a teammate and competitor. I appreciate your understanding, and I'm grateful to be back on the field doing what I love. Is that a good apology? Case closed?
I mean, yeah, an apology is better than no apology.
Yeah.
But what we need to talk about is that 20 to 30 seconds of people where they just flash. That 20 to 30 seconds of people that just go from 0 to 100. You know how many people right now are sitting in prison today because of that 20, 30 seconds? That they wish that they can get that back?
Oh, mm-hmm.
And so whether it's Victor Robles or anybody else, you better go get some therapy before that gets out of hand, before you make a mistake that no apology can really take care of. You know, there's a lot of people who, and we bring up, Ursula, we bring up mental health a lot, all the time. And I'd argue that in today's climate, yeah, it's rough out here. And I'm not excusing Victor. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying that there's a lot of people going through stuff. This is why I try to tell y'all, when you in your car and somebody honks at you and flips you off, hey,
see, I liked his apology better than the one with Sha'Carri. Remember
Richardson? Yeah.
Richardson.
It was sincere.
Yeah, I feel like it was actually sincere. Thought about it, looked at it. I mean, and I know that this is no way justifying any of it. I think you're absolutely right. If you've got that, I mean, because it went further than it needed to, much further, and clearly there should be consequences. Yeah. But dude was hit a punch. Again, so not justifying it, but I think the apology was appropriate.
Brian from Arlington texted in and says, G gets a lot of hate. You know, it's all right.
But you get a lot of love, too.
The lady that I call mom back in Michigan is my friend's mom. And sometimes on open weekends, we'd go to her house. And she's the one that always says she calls me sweet boy. That's her thing. Anyways, I was thinking about this morning, and since Brian sent that in, I just thought about something. Hey, Ursula, I want you, and not yourself, but I want you to think about the top 5 kindest people that you know in your life, okay? Mm-hmm. As you think of those kind people, I want you to ask yourself, do those kind people, are they inclusive of everyone? Mm-hmm. I mean, I know we have different politics and everything, but think about this for a second. The kindest people you know, what are they about? Something to think about. I could go deeper, but I want to get a little going.
I love that question. And the reference to the Brian from Arlington is responding to what he's seeing on YouTube. And y'all, we're not cracking down on it right now, but we know what's happening on there. Oh. And it's just, some of it is just foul. And just, remember, would you say that to someone to their face?
Like I said, think of the kindest people that you know.
Yeah.
And then ask what they are about. Are they against those people, or are they against those people because they look this way, or they're this gender, or this is their sexual orientation, those things? No. Kind people are inclusive of everyone.
That's right.
All right. Coming up next, agree to disagree. This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes.
KIRO News Radio is right there with you.
A big story developing this morning.
On your smart speaker before you head out the door.
Get the latest live from KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
Huge impacts for Boeing and Boeing workers.
The office, the gym, anywhere.
Water, like taxes, goes all the way down to the bottom, so it'll either come out of the employee's paycheck or the lack of raise.
KIRO News Radio. We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Y'all, we're under a lot of stress these days, and one of the greatest stress releases is to take a long, hot bath. But if that is something that is not something that you can do right now because your tub is just grimy, it is time to call my friends at Bathfitter. Do you know that Bathfitter just hit a big milestone, 42,000 beautiful installations in Western Washington? And to celebrate, Bathfitter is making this the perfect time to upgrade your bath. They're offering monthly payments as low as $125 a month. You heard that right, $125 a month, and you can get a beautiful new bathroom. Now, I chose Bathfitter Northwest because the folks work here. They live here. They love making bathrooms so much better for their neighbors, and that is important. You'll get a custom fit or a tub fit or shower solution installed in as little as 1 day, and every one of those installations is backed by a lifetime warranty. Call Bathfitter today or visit bathfitternw.com to schedule a free consultation, because this special offer is not going to last.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Have you stopped to think about how you feel today compared to, say, 10 years ago? Are you noticing changes? Less energy, slow recovery, trouble focusing, maybe even weight gain? What if you could turn back the clock and feel stronger, sharper, and more alive? At Longevity Medical Clinic, we help people do exactly that. For over 3 decades, we've been helping thousands of men and women find out what's really going on inside their bodies and take action to feel better and live longer. With advanced diagnostics and personalized hormone and supplement plans, we uncover what's been holding you back and show you how to optimize your health. Our patients often say, "Now I finally understand what's happening and what to do about it." Take the first step. Call 425-633-1810 or visit longevitymedicalclinic.com to schedule your free consultation. Longevity Medical Clinic. Feel better. Live longer. Let's do it together.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This fall, Seattle Symphony music director Shen Zhang begins her debut season at Benaroya Hall. On September 13th, Shen conducts Grieg Piano Concerto with pianist Simone Terpcheski for the symphony's opening night. On September 18th and 20th, Shen conducts the majestic Pictures at an Exhibition. On October 2nd, 4th, and 5th, Shen conducts Rachmaninoff's dramatic Second Symphony and Rhapsody on a theme of Paganini. Ticket info at seattlesymphony.org.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Care Partners Senior Living is growing. Amanda here. We are very excited to introduce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, and North Creek Bothell, bringing compassionate, quality care at an affordable price, closer to more of you. Visit carepartnersliving.com today.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
You better comply or you're next.
U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi says the federal government will send in law enforcement, as it did in L.A. and Washington, D.C., if so-called sanctuary cities and states don't cooperate with ICE. Today is the deadline for 32 mayors in 7 states, including Washington, to comply. Governor Bob Ferguson plans to give his response in a news conference in about half an hour. KIRO News Radio will be covering that for you. This is raising eyebrows in our state.
We, as a Republican Party, are going to do everything possible that we get rid of mail-in ballots. We're going to start with an executive order.
Voting by mail is the primary way Washington residents cast ballots, but can the president eliminate that? Former Washington Secretary of State Kim Wyman, a Republican, says no.
He doesn't have the authority to dictate to states how they conduct their elections, even federal elections.
That would take an act of Congress. Trump claims vote-by-mail fraud cost him the 2020 election. Wyman, who was secretary at the time, says that is not true. There's reaction to Mr. Trump's efforts to broker a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine.
I'm Jillian Raftery. Born and raised in Ukraine, Boris Lebeda fled in 2022 with his wife and 4 boys, now living in Kirkland. He says there's only one way his family will be safe to return.
No matter which deals will be signed with Russia, it only can be guaranteed by force. Russia has already signed documents in 1997 and 2001. It just doesn't work.
They're not going to stop until they get everything.
Of course.
President Trump has offered security guarantees, but has not said what those will be.
Microsoft says it's launching a review and claims that its AI tools were used for surveillance in Gaza. Whistleblowers suggest Microsoft's facial recognition technology is being misused in conflict zones. Microsoft tells the Seattle Times it is taking the matter seriously. The National Retail Federation says families are projected to spend an average of $858 on back-to-school essentials. Retail expert Trey Boge.
We are seeing prices ticking up because of tariffs, because of inflation, and so people are worried about being able to afford the things they need for school.
Suggests to buy store brands, shop sales, and consider buying used or refurbished electronics. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 78 points, NASDAQ off 305. Nate Connors is at the KIRO News Radio traffic desk.
Yeah, hi. Thanks, Heather. Washington 811 has the update. Let's start with our White River Bridge on State Route 410 in Buckley. It remains closed all day today. Inspections continue after that semi bonked into it yesterday. The bridge is expected to reopen tomorrow if everything checks out. The Clinton Ferry Terminal already reporting a 1-hour wait for drivers. Our traffic map, though, looking good, just minimal slowing in areas. Linwood to Seattle, just a 20-minute trip. A little crowded from Northgate into the U District. North 5 slows near the West Seattle Bridge in the downtown. Out in Woodinville, westbound 522 is crowded from Costco over to 405 due to road work, and the Hood Canal Bridge just closed for marine traffic. That typically takes about 15 to 20 minutes. If you're digging in your yard, the law requires you to call 811 to avoid dangerous and costly damages to utility lines. Call 811 or submit online at digsafewa.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny today with highs in the mid-70s. It's 71 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. We sure appreciate you hanging out with us on this Tuesday morning. Let's agree to disagree, brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves, just really go at it.
Bachelorette alum Jason Tartik says most people are doing it wrong when it comes to dating these days. He believes that bringing up money on the first date is more than appropriate. Says you don't necessarily have to go all the way to talking about your salary and your credit score on the first date, but it needs to be a topic of conversation. He points to a new survey that say 74% of singles believe rising costs are affecting their dating lives, and 30% say that they've actually canceled dates due to costs. So he says bring costs into the equation when planning your first date, and then talk about money. Gee, do you think that's the appropriate way to go?
Absolutely. Ursula, you know what's driving me crazy these days? Is the people that say, oh, let's take it slow physically, but want to go fast financially.
Okay.
You got that one. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
So what I'm saying,
So you're saying bring up the finances?
You got to bring up
day
one. Here's the thing. Ursula, let me say it again. Folks want to take it slow physically, but want to go fast financially. Like, hey, I expect for the guy to pay for the dinner. Okay. Anyways, so when it comes to finances, we're in the state of Washington, in Seattle right now, to afford a 1-bedroom apartment, it is $2,293 a month. What we got to talk about? Love ain't gonna pay the bills.
Okay,
I need to know. Hey, baby, what you make? What's your credit score? Because we wait too long.
You're clearly out of the dating scene, and you would never do that. That's ridiculous.
What you mean? But I should have did it before, and folks should have did it to me. I mean, sometimes we don't find out how much the other makes until it's time to pay for daycare.
If someone was asking about your credit score 10 years ago, you would be dateless.
I mean, you wait. You talking about what I got with Lillian?
You would be hoping that they're into bad boys with not a lot of with a bad credit.
Hey, look here. Hey, my money.
Okay, my money
was funny. My money was funny, and my credit was shout. When I got with Lily and everything, that's why I can't leave that lady. She got with me when I wasn't there.
She saw the potential in you.
My credit.
She believed in you.
My credit was in the high fives.
Like, give me a high five.
Oh my God.
This is so bad. This is so bad. Now, back to the question. You just did a whole stand-up routine. If only people could have seen you. Okay, wait. No. If someone's asking me for my credit score on date 2, there's not going to be a date 3.
You don't find that sexy?
That is so gross. No. I mean, he's saying, and mind you, this is a guy who was on The Bachelorette, who now has a podcast, who's trying to get, and
he works with a fintech company.
Yes, exactly. And you saw in this story, there were all these, click here if you want to learn more about XYZ. So he says something controversial. You're not going to be talking about, wouldn't you find it to be a turnoff if someone says, well, my credit score is 820 and I, make $150,000 a year.
I mean, Ursula, when do you want to know? Here's the thing, Ursula. I know you. You're going to want to know at some point what Buddy makes. There's no way in the world you're going to get to date number 6 or 7 before you know if Billy here makes $48,000 a year. And how you going to be able to tell? You won't necessarily ask, but you start asking Billy, hey, let's go eat here. And Billy's like, no, let's go to Jack in the Box.
Don't we already accomplish?
Jumbo Jack with cheese with 2 tacos.
Oh, with the 2 taco special, yeah. Don't we already accomplish that, though, by proxy, by just asking, like, hey, what do you do for work? Oh, I'm a social worker. And you're like, okay, 50 grand maybe. Oh, I work at Amazon. Oh, what division? Oh, I'm in the cloud services. Oh, you make good money, right? We do that with our jobs.
Huh.
Moving on, though. Is friendship...
Robin Puyallup says, bring up finances. It's the best filter.
The best filter? No, you can have a little fun first before you decide to turn somebody down based on their credit score. All right, so is friendship too expensive? A recent study suggests that half of Gen Z has skipped events because of the cost.
Oh, you want to just have a financial conversation today on Chef?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the question?
Is friendship too expensive?
Friendships?
Yeah.
Yes, they are. It costs money to have a friend.
Oh my gosh.
Right? It does. What can you do if you want? Hey, Billy, let's go to the casino.
Let's go for a walk in the park.
Okay, if you're having financial problems, the last place you want to go is the casino. Okay, first of all, let's just get that.
Some people, that's the first place they go.
Let's just get that clear. If you're going there as your first place thinking that's going to be my income, that's my job, you've got issues. Okay.
Yep.
Let's go back to it's expensive to have a friendship.
Yeah.
Then I would say that your friendship is based on all the wrong things.
What can you go do? What?
I have had friends, my friendships have lasted through.
No, talk about today's friendships. I don't want to hear about when you and Sharon was up in Vancouver, BC, searching for motels.
She told you the
Y'all
story.
was searching for motels.
Yes, and you know what? We're still friends. We were searching for motels. We're looking for the cheapest.
But
we
you
started with
couldn't- you
hotels and went down to motels.
But you couldn't do that today, Ursula.
Well, seriously,
I have
what do you?
friends who are struggling financially, and they're still my friends.
What do you suggest for a group of 25-year-olds?
We adjust what we do. I mean, why
Like
does everything
walk
have
around
to-
Green Lake?
Yes, and that costs nothing.
Hold hands.
What's wrong with that?
Pack a picnic in the
Ursula,
park.
You get a 25. I mean, come on now. Right now, hey, Sharon, let's go walk around somewhere.
But what I'm trying to tell you is, I've done that. Or here's the thing: if one of us is doing better than the other one's gonna help subsidize, and that's okay.
And then, and see, you're a good friend. You know what today's friends be doing? They'll subsidize, and then they go and tell the other friends, "Yeah, I was out to eat with Ursula the other day.
Oh,
yeah, I had to pay for it all." You know, because there's people that love telling people what they have done for others. You know what I'm saying? It's
the wrong kind of friends. You don't need those kind of friends.
Ursula, it's real out here. What can you do?
Does friendship? Oh, do you guys agree? Does friendship need to be expensive?
And people keep saying there's a ton of free things.
Yes.
What can you guys do that is free? If you go out
Go
for
to
a
the
walk,
beach.
guess what you're gonna need after you go for the walk? You're gonna need
Water?
hydration. You're gonna be thirsty.
How about get some
drink
water?
Drink the water. In the park?
Gee, pickleball is usually free, and you can always have a game night at your house.
Pickleball is free, and by the way, Scrabble
night.
costs little to nothing.
Everybody get together for a game of Scrabble.
Y'all are trying
you know
to
what? I played Scrabble the other night. I had the best time.
I know, because
saw
you
it.
won.
Nick,
not the
talk to
second
me,
time.
man. What can you do around these parks?
You got to get at least a coffee or a drink if you're going to go out. A walk is fine, but you got to have a minimal something.
You all know every time you leave out of the house, that's $150 to $200.
Wow. Okay, that's a high bar for dating. Like, first couple of dates.
I wasn't even talking about dating. I'm talking about just to go meet your friend. Now, if you talk about
Wow.
dating, where y'all going? You can't go eat for under $100. All right.
Your taste has become way too expensive. I can find you a great meal under $100 still to this day. You don't.
Teriyaki used to be $5 for an order of teriyaki. Remember that, chef?
Pho is like $16 now.
All right.
That's the medium.
More to Gee Ursula Show next.
The Jake and Spike Show.
Check it late at night when my wife's not looking.
Weekdays noon to 3.
My favorite thing on my phone, which is my weather app.
First thing, nonstop.
My number one app. Every day it tells me it's the number one thing I use on my phone.
First thing I looked at when I woke up.
First thing I see in the morning, last thing I see at night is the weather.
Then I'll roll over and kiss her after that.
My wife says, "Don't kiss me after you look at your weather app."
I feel hot and sweaty.
Watch the Jake and Spike Show live on YouTube or the KIRO Newsradio app.
Mariners fans, it's time to bring the noise to T-Mobile Park. This lineup is loaded up and locked in. From every moonshot.
Now Raleigh obliterates this. How far? Way back there.
To every how in the world did he catch that moment?
And Julio makes the catch. No fly zone in full effect.
Be here as the squad shuts the door and lights the W.
Munoz looking for the final out. Here's the stretch and the strike three called and the ball game is over.
This is our house.
They're going crazy here at T-Mobile Park.
Mariners baseball. Try dance up.
Be here for the stretch run at T-Mobile Park. The Mariners are back in town starting this Friday for a 6-game homestand against the A's and Padres. Plus, don't miss marquee interleague matchups against the Cardinals September 8th to 10th and the Dodgers September 26th to 28th. Get your tickets today at mariners.com.
Hey, it's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys, and I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month, but what I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia, I got a tour of their headquarters, I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
If you're thinking about renovating an attic, spending more time in your sunroom, or building onto your home, a Carrier ductless unit is the perfect solution for climate control. It's efficient, quiet, and incredibly flexible when it comes to installation because there's no ductwork required. It's just one more way we're making your home totally comfortable.
Your local Carrier heating and cooling dealer will improve your home's comfort, air quality, and efficiency. Visit CarrierNorthwest.com to find the expert near you. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Is your car road trip ready? Don't get stranded. Get to Bucky's Complete Auto Repair. Bucky's has been preparing cars, trucks, and SUVs for safe, worry-free travel for over 50 years. We take care of your car with experience and good old-fashioned customer service. For all your oil changes, brakes, AC charging, and factory maintenance, choose Bucky's. No appointment needed, and yes, friendly financing is available. Visit Bucky's.com. Bucky's, where your car feels right at home.
Jaden Schwartz for Techline Roofing. Summer is the perfect time for a new roof. Take advantage of our easy financing, summer specials, and the best warranty in the business. Have a great summer. See you next hockey season. Trust Techline.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks season opener, Sunday, September 7th. Open the KIRO Radio News app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO Newsradio app, the better your odds will be. Do it every day, August 19th through the 25th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station where the 12s hear the Hawks, KIRO News Radio.
Is it safe in here?
Jesus.
Is it?
Jesus, a bit of hot water.
Is it safe in here? Now, wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute.
I think you got people hacked off at your
out of all
friendship having to be expensive comment.
Okay, I just want to let you all know. Y'all ain't been this mad at me all of 2025. I mean, folks really, okay.
Because you're high maintenance. You're a high maintenance friend then.
Fair. Okay, how about this?
That's not what friendship's about.
I will agree with you all, because a lot of you guys are like, gee, you're snotty, you're a snob, and you like to be in these fights. Okay, I will take the heat on that. You guys are right. Now, can I ask this of you? Is gas expensive?
Yes.
Is parking expensive?
Yes.
Are these restaurants more expensive? All I was saying was, again, I'll take the heat. You guys can punch on me all you want. That's fine.
Yeah.
But both things can be true. It is expensive. Every time you leave the house, it costs money.
But are there ways to work around those expenses? And that's the part that, how about just having a friend over and you all have tea and coffee and hang out?
Okay, so you and your friends, Ursula, what are y'all gonna do?
Well, sometimes we just go meet out for dinner. I mean, but again,
and that's expensive.
But when I was broke as you know what, I still valued those friendships. I still got together. I mean, having conversation costs nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing says fun like a cool, calming cup of chamomile tea.
Y'all shallow.
All right.
That's it.
But again, all is love. Y'all punched up on me. You beat up on me. I just want you guys to know I still love you. And wait a minute. It's still expensive, no matter how much you beat up on me. All right, Ursula.
Okay, well, we're going to continue on the theme because I see the first comment is I disagree with G. But anyway, when it came to saving for college, we asked that question at 9:30.
Yeah.
Bob in Edmond says, I disagree with G's overly broad statements. Both my daughters graduated with history degrees. Both of them landed good jobs with tech companies. Why? Because they can communicate verbally and in writing. For many jobs, those skills are critical.
Yeah, I closed the news, boss. Ursula, you got to keep going.
Robin
Did you ever have it open?
Exactly. Let's get real. Robin Puyallup says, hot take, if you have enough money for select sports, you have enough money to save for college. Aaron in Auburn said, we decided to put our kids' future money in an index fund because we don't want our money locked up in a 529 fund where they have to spend it on education. We don't trust the college system now and are very skeptical about how it's going to be in 10 years. So we want our kids to have the option of how to spend their money once they turn 18. And that's a beautiful thing if you're in a position to do that. And then Max in the 425 said, the answer is put college money in a 401k, get the kids started on the retirement account.
Okay, Ursula, it is now time for words to live by, and I'm so glad you're going to be walking home and not driving your car because of gas today. Go ahead.
And just remember, I have had friendships that have lasted 40 years, and there were many times I was broke.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a quote from the Dalai Lama, who says, the proper way to create friends is to have a warm heart, not simply money or power. The friend of power and the friend of money are something different. I was continuing with the theme.
Yeah, the theme.
You be taking some shots, Ursula.
No, I just was kidding. I was like, what did you talk about today?
Hey, guys, you remember watching wrestling and they jump off the top rope? Everybody on the show has been coming down, and here comes Ursula at the very end.
A knockout.
What you got?
Well, do you really need to buy a dining table that you broke, whether costing near a fortune or its value up in smoke? Well, I say give the kid a break for damage that was done if you want to keep the people there from losing all the fun. Unless you find a bachelor there who wants to flaunt his cash, trying to impress his date with big bucks, making a bigger splash. But he'd probably tell her it's expensive these days, though, and $200 was the limit for the night, so he's not going to buy the table, so the restaurant's probably out of luck.
But luckily for Gee, Lillian saw the great potential there.
I don't know if Lillian really saw the potential.
Oh, yes, she did.
I don't know.
She did.
I'll have to ask her. Did you really see it? I mean, when you pay for your own coffee at Anthem, did you see it? And then the next day you paid for the next one. I think we went to David Buster's or something. I think she paid for that.
Well, look at that. Success story.
All right, let's get up on out of here. That was fun. I got to go soak in the bathtub because y'all was beating up on me too good today. Thanks, Ursula.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chef. Appreciate you. Nick, appreciate you, man.
You too,
Good song today. Hey, the Jake and Spike Show, they're coming in next. Make sure you stick around. We'll do this again tomorrow. We'll have some fun. And guess what? You have a chance tomorrow to agree with G. Hey, it happens. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you have as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Open Phone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Open Phone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Open Phone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Open Phone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Open Phone. Open Phone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Open Phone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. Openphone.com/TRY.
If you want that summer body you've always dreamed of, then this message is for you, ladies, and you men too. Get rid of extra stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin around the waistline, chin, and under the upper arms with ProSculpt, the new one-day instant permanent fat removal and skin tightening treatment. Maybe you've tried the lasers, fat freezing methods, even those new pills, but without the desired results. ProSculpt is different. It's minimally invasive, performed while fully awake, gentle yet powerful. Designed to target the waistline, chin, neck, arms, and thighs, ProSculpt uses FDA-cleared plasma technology to deliver immediate, permanent fat-reducing and skin-tightening results, all in just one visit. If you want that summer body this summer, then you must act now. Go to ProSculpt.com today to schedule your free consultation. Get $250 off for instant, permanent fat reduction and skin tightening.